My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to break down the entire UFC Atlanta fight card. We're going to give you our picks, our predictions, our bets, and our DraftKings Fantasy Plays. And we're going to do it while making a few jokes and having a good time. So thank you for joining us. But before we deep dive this fight card, can I spend a second and brag about the last 8 fight cards? Because 8 of the last 9 fight cards, I have hit the safety parlay. If you don't know what the safety parlay is, I put a single parlay on the board and I stamp it safe. And I have hit 8 of 9. You guys know how volatile this sport is. You've seen massive favorite after massive favorite get their ass whooped. Jacob is picking the second biggest underdog on this card, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So to come here and pick...
That's accurate.
To get 8 of 9 safety parlays is quite the feat. So I'm proud of it. I'm going to brag about it. And if you want to unlock all the safety parlays for an entire month, here's a look at those fight cards. We are very lucky. We are in the thralls of a phenomenal little stretch here with no apex. The UFC could not be farther away from the apex other than UFC 317, which is quite literally around the corner from the apex. But we have UFC Atlanta this week. We have UFC Baku next week. Then the International Fight Week card, UFC 317. Then we go over to a Derek Lewis fight night. All of these cards, all 4 of these cards, if you want to unlock every bet that we place, including the Beacon of Stability Safety Parlay, you can do so now. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. You instantly have access to all of it. It's $10. The $10 is for everything that we offer, not just one single bet, and it is for an entire month. I got people in the chat already. Where's the safety parlay? Where's the safety parlay? I already have a parlay up on the board right now that I think I'm going to promote to the safety parlay. I placed that bet the other day, sent you a push notification. I put in there, this might become the safety parlay. So sometimes what I do is when I find 2 fights or 2 fighters that I love and very confident in, I bet on them.
You're talking about the
Don't say it.
and Garbrandt parlay?
I did the Craig Garbrandt parlay, and I sprinkled on a little Vanessa Demopoulos 3-leg safety. That's not it for those of you who do not understand sarcasm. So anyway, you can unlock everything that we do. And we do a lot. It's not just bets that copy paste. There's also tools. There's quite literally not a better service in this space. There is not a better product in this space. There's not a more robust offering in this space anywhere near what you can find at WeWantPicks.com. We have a fight simulator. This simulates fights 100,000 times. Then you use those simulations to go ahead and place your own bets, build DraftKings fantasy lineups if you want to.
Guys, Angelo discussed before we come on the podcast that he's going to go a little bit off script here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So let's hunker down and let's give him our support, everyone. Let's say, let's go, Angelo. You can do it. He wants to make this a little bit more fun for everybody because he's seen the comments that, man, Jacob's so fun, and he's like the fun uncle, and we like to hang out, and we fucking hate Angelo, and Angelo's boring and old and slow, and I would just wish Angelo would just go away forever. But he heard all that, and he's trying to improve it. So,
okay, wow, that was
that's not me.
Tough.
I'm not saying that.
Well, I know Maverick didn't say it
because there's a guy in the chat too saying you're eating rabbit shit.
Maverick's not saying it because he said the safety parlay should be 9-0, and I agree. In the last 9, hey, we have other tools. Tape Index. For those of you who like to do your own research, well, the Tape Index can help you out there. It'll direct you to the fights instead of trying to deal with the absolute trash garbage. You can just go ahead and check out the Tape Index. It'll give you a full fight history. Then you can immediately click on that fight. It'll give you all the results. And if there's a little red play button, you click that button, the video pops up magically, and you can watch the video. We have a brand new DraftKings optimizer that does what a DraftKings optimizer does. And then on top of it, we added a beginner mode, which will help you. It'll guide you. It'll ask you normal, logical questions and direct you into a DraftKings fantasy lineup. We have an app. You don't need the app. You can access every single thing from any possible device and any web browser on this planet. But if you happen to want and have the app, you will also get push notifications. I sent one not 2 minutes before this video started. Do I still have it on my phone? I sure do. Let me clear some of these other messages. And it says 3 new bets have been added to the board. That push notification was just sent a few minutes ago. So if you have the ability to download the app, go ahead and do that.
Why do people keep saying you're a blood?
Somebody said, I would like to speak to a We Want Picks representative, and his name had blood in it. So I said, send an email, blood.
Oh my God. You're going to get, thank God you're not going to Atlanta, huh?
That's his username.
Yeah, you can't say that. Yo, what up, cuh? I said forget about it, cuh.
I read the word blood.
Can't keep saying that, dude. You don't.
People are allowed to say blood. How do you work at a hospital then?
I shouldn't say those things. You can't.
Oh, because of your newfound acceptance into the
I said forget about
African American community. I get it. All right, I get it.
I got a first aid, so
listen. For every vlog, or sorry, for every pay-per-view, we film a vlog. And in those vlogs, we read some mail. The UFC 317 fight card is around the corner. I will be filming a vlog. I will be heading to Las Vegas. Film some stuff, eat a whole bunch of stuff, and then come back. I'll actually be watching the fights at home, but we will still be in Las Vegas for a portion of that weekend. We will open mail and do a full mail day. If you want to send something for mail day, if you have a little company or a product that you want to promote, if you want to write a letter.
Wow, a little cute little company.
I was going to say a little product or a startup company or whatever. Oh, Jacob got a haircut. Let me show the world. Why'd you wear a hat then?
Yeah, people always ask me, Jacob, why do you always have a hat on? It's like, because this shit isn't, like, if this isn't fair. Look, I even got the mohawk in the back, faded up, got the beard lined up. Like, it's not fair if I don't wear a hat. Like, people would look at me differently. They'd be like, oh, look at this playboy. Look at this fucking model. So I put the hat on to be more of the people.
Yeah, you reduce. Thank you. Thank you so much for.
You're welcome.
What you're glowing yourself down for our sake. We appreciate
Literally,
it.
Yeah.
Dimming yourself. Yeah. Thank you for the dim. Subtle dim. We appreciate it. If you want to send something to be read and opened and discussed on the vlog, viewed by millions of people, just send it to We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 75078. I will be at UFC 317, as I mentioned. Jacob will be at UFC Atlanta. I'm not going to offer drinks to you on his behalf, but I'm sure if you say hi, he'll appreciate it, especially if he's with somebody else. Jazz him up, gas him up a little bit, make him feel good about his fancy new hair.
Wait, did you just offer for me to buy people drinks at Atlanta?
I literally just said I'm not going to do that. I said I'm not going to offer drinks from Jacob. I'm not
fucking. You guys buy me fucking drinks.
I'll buy you guys a drink.
After all I've done for lock of the week, hit again. That was the easiest lock of the week, maybe of all time. And I doubled down on that. Under 1.5 and fight does not go the distance. What a beautiful play. So yeah, fucking buy me a fucking beer.
There we go.
But I need I need to actually see the beer purchased and then hand it to me. Don't hand me a fucking beer.
I need to see it poured.
I know Atlanta can get a little bit crazy, so.
Well, listen, if you see me at UFC 317, I'm going to go to X for sure. We'll be banging around the casinos a little bit, walking around doing our thing. If you see me, say hi. I will buy you a drink because I genuinely appreciate the community.
Angelo will be the guy at 6 a.m. pace walking around the casino floor. He doesn't gamble. He just
I literally just grab a coffee and I walk. And that's it. Quite literally. I'll probably be filming some B-roll vlog
with your
footage.
K-Swisses and gray ankle-high socks.
Well, first of all, ankle socks apparently are not cool anymore. Apparently, you got to go up a little bit.
It's been a thing for a long time, Angelo.
Well,
did Facebook just tell you that?
No, TikTok. And then I don't wear. That
literally has been a thing for like 10 years.
No, it's not 10. It's like the last year.
No, calf socks have been back for like 10, maybe longer.
What are calf socks?
Jesus Christ, guys.
Long ones?
I don't know, man. Maybe socks that go up to your fucking calf.
All right.
Maybe some context clues. I don't know. This is off script, Angelo, guys.
There we go. Okay, guys, I'll be at 317. Say hello. I actually will not be at the fights. We're flying home before the fights. I'm going to watch the fights here, but we'll be in Vegas Thursday, Friday, and doing some of those things. And I'll be filming a vlog. If you want to check out the last vlog, I just filmed the vlog this past weekend. We went to a water park with the family. Very unconventional vlog, but we filmed one. So if you want to check it out, this is the thumbnail. It's an outrageous thumbnail, but this is the thumbnail for the vlog. You can check it out now on the channel. Couple of super chatterinos. This one's not a super chat, but Saeed Nurmagomedov burner said, "Are you making wings at the 317 vlog?" I have no idea. That's going to be a tough day for me because I'm going to wake up early, like 5 a.m. or something like that, Vegas time, then fly home. So that's really 3 a.m. Central time, and then stay up all night and watch fights and try to film a recap after. I don't know how that's going to go. We have a €2 chat from Hoopsy. He says, "Looking good, Angelo. Jacob eats rabbit shit." I appreciate you. He doesn't like eat it, but he definitely will grab a few, roll around his hand like nuts, and then just toss them in. Have a bite or two every now and then while playing Can Jam in the backyard. And Joshua Sugg says, "Angelo's top 9 pickers on YouTube. When are you going to up your game, Jakey boy?" Who knows, man? Who knows? Let's go. Opening up the UFC Atlanta fight card, we have Vanessa Demopoulos taking on Jamey Lynn Horth. Vanessa Demopoulos, 11-7 in her career, 3-2 in her last 5. She's coming off that decision loss to Miranda Maverick. No, why do I have that written down? Oh, I have these backwards, you idiot.
Oh my God, dude. Off script Angelo. Couldn't even read not even going off script. He's reading the script and he's reading the script wrong.
All right, listen, I write the script. So if I read a script, it is what it is. I write it. Vanessa Demopoulos, 11-7 in her last 5, 2-3. Sorry. Vanessa Demopoulos, 11-7 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5. She is riding back-to-back losses. She's taking on Jamey Lynn Horth, 7-2 in her career, 3-2 in her last 5. She is coming off the loss to Miranda Maverick. Here's the thing, guys.
Oh, here's Jamey Lynn. Script. Here it is. Get ready, guys.
Jamey Lynn Horth is a tremendous favorite right now. -475. That's a 5-1 favorite. And at first glance, it looks like she should be because she's a very good striker. She got good accuracy. She got decent power.
The script.
She moves really well. She can defend takedowns very well against the cage.
Just close the page and let's just have a conversation and see how.
That is not. I'm literally looking directly at the camera.
Just close it down. Let's just have a conversation about the fights.
Okay. Alonzo Menifield, Jamey Lynn Horth showed us in her last fight that she's got great striking, good composure, good power, accurate. She can defend takedowns against the cage because she is quite literally tremendous. What she cannot do, however, is defend takedowns right smack in the middle of the octagon. That's how she ended up losing.
Don't open it back up.
I'm not opening anything up.
You're starting to panic a little bit.
I'm not panicking. I'm trying to look at the camera, read the chat at the same time.
See?
It's kind of outrageous. She's taking on Vanessa Demopoulos. Vanessa Demopoulos is somebody that we are very familiar with. We've broken her down a bunch of times.
Yeah, aren't you?
One of us has picked her up.
Kind of forgot about that. Let's pull that up.
Felt the weight. She's a solid striker. She's busy. She'll fight in the pocket.
You're feeling.
She doesn't have any real power despite being a pocket-style striker, but she does have decent grappling. She can try to make something happen. I mean, look, my hands are open. I'm barely, open hands.
Open hands.
Other hand. Show the other hand. That one's open.
See,
it's a wrist. My wrist is
You're in this motion just instinctively. Oh, shit. Guys, I've seen wedding pictures. Never saw a smile like this. Literally never saw a smile like that.
Anyway.
I think you literally started giggling in that moment.
Never happened. Vanessa, first of all, she was so excited to take that picture. Vanessa Demopoulos, good striker, good grappler, doesn't seem able to put it together as of late. Takedown defense is not very good. It's 25%. That takedown defense failed her over and over and over and over in the Toledo Allencoff fight because she gave up 4 takedowns. This is an interesting fight to break down. It is a newer addition to the card. What is that a picture of? Same thing? No.
That was Climax.
This is a newer addition to the card. Jamey Lynn Horth was already on this card. Vanessa Demopoulos stepped up on short notice. And when I first broke this down, I did not have odds. Obviously, I fully expected Jamey to be the favorite, but this seems like a pretty wide line here. And I get she should win. She's huge. She's a good striker. Should be mostly striking. So she's going to be the pick. I'm very confident in that pick. I expect her to be too big, too strong. Vanessa's not going to shoot a takedown. So Jamey's the pick. But are we really going to parlay a 5-1 lady? Is that what we're going to do? Lady fights, 5-1 odds. Jamey Lynn Horth is going to be the pick. The over on the round line is also kind of crazy at 5-1.
Well, you really are kind of just rambling on now.
I don't know if there's much value here. Jacob, what do you think?
Like you felt like, I don't know, that was kind of weird. Like you wanted to go off script so you could shorten it, but then it's almost like you didn't believe in yourself and you just kind of kept rambling on.
What do you think in this fight, Jacob?
No notes, Jacob, off the top of the head. I do my whole video that way.
You go second. It is so much easier going second than tell you what.
I do my entire video by myself.
Sure. On the next fight is
okay. I literally do the entire video off the top of my head.
And you're gonna do what I do. You're gonna do what I do. You're gonna say their record.
I don't
in
need
their
to
last
say that
5.
bullshit. It's right there on the fucking screen. These guys aren't fucking toddlers. Raise your hand in the chat if you're a fucking toddler and you can't just read the fucking records on the screen.
Some people listen, and they only listen.
Well, fuck those people. Jamey Lynn Horth is going to be absolutely fucking huge in this fight. She's going to look like a fucking monster. And if she wants to shoot takedowns, she should be big enough to shoot takedowns. You saw when she was on top of Miranda Maverick, elbows in, hands off the mat, because that's what Vanessa's going to want to do when she's off back, is be flexible, throw the legs up, look for the arm bar, stuff like that. If she wants to wrestle, she should be able to wrestle. Honestly, shouldn't need to wrestle. The length should be there. Vanessa is not a very good striker. She is kind of just a one-trick pony that is flexible, off her back submissions. And, Jamey Lynn Horth should be the longer, stronger, rangier fighter, and it should be pretty easy peasy. There's a reason why she moved to minus 600. I kind of wish I put her in a parlay when she was a little bit lower, minus 450, minus 475, something like that. But she should be the play unless she gets meme armbarred, which...
Should be.
I wouldn't put it past Vanessa, but she's gonna look fucking huge in there. It's gonna.
She looked big against Miranda.
I know that
way bigger than Vanessa.
Yeah, that face off is gonna be like, why did they sanction this?
No, it looked 5'2" to 5'7", and she's a big 5'7".
That's what they.
Vanessa is somebody that I would normally consider a plus 3.5 bet on, but she let us down in the last fight with that plus 3.5 bet, and I think she's going to let us down in this one too. I think it's kind of one-sided. She is stepping up on short notice. That typically gets you in good favor with the UFC, so even if she ends up in a 3-fight skid, I imagine she'll stick around for a little bit.
I just realized everyone started raising their hand.
When you said if you're just a child?
If you're just a toddler who can't read, everyone's like, oh, me.
We better shut this chat down. Why are you so excited to talk to children, Jacob?
What are you talking about?
You said, who here's an underage child? And they raised their hands, and you said, you got excited.
You were the one last week, if you want to bring it back up.
See how
that was
what he
like
did there? Last week, sure.
That was talking about high schoolers, and was like, oh, they're not of age, but they're high schoolers, so it's good to go.
Literally nobody said that.
You literally said that last week.
I encourage anybody to watch all of last week's show and clip whenever I said that.
There you go. Please, somebody find that clip, because it was
$6,800 in DraftKings Fantasy for Vanessa Demopoulos. I don't think she's worth it because I don't know what success she will have. She's not going to get an offensive takedown. She's not going to get a finish. She's not going to land 1 million strikes. I just don't think it's worth it. Now, $9,400, I also do not think is worth it because at that price point, you need takedowns or a finish. I don't know if Jamey's going to do either one.
Yeah,
I don't think she's
tough.
Yeah, so I don't think she's going to do either one. So we got $9,400, probably not worth it. We have some other massive favorites on this card that probably do put up some numbers. So I'm going to ignore both of those DraftKings fantasy lines. We have 13 fights on this card. So if you want to see all of our picks for every single one of them, not just me, not just Jacob, but Artem, Betsam, and the Artificial Intelligence. If you want to check out the safety parlay. If you want to check out every bet, pick, or tool.
How well Betsam did?
I did in my recap video.
Oh, yeah. Well, heaven forbid we fucking make a sales pitch with our fucking king.
Well, first of all, I could have and I should have. I do the recap videos when I talk very specifically about the bets. So I did it there. Yeah, Betsam, I'm just nonstop crushing it. And you know what's funny? So like all the big things hit last week. The safety parlay hit. Betsam has his slam of the week. It's basically the safety parlay, but it's not always a parlay. Sometimes it's just one leg or it's a prop, whatever. But it's a very confident bet he goes all in on. That hit. Your lock of the week hit. And Bet Sam made a ton of money. You lost some money outside of the lock of the week.
Oh, my God. I got fucking smacked in the mouth, Angelo. Let's be real with the people. Fucking Patchy Mix. Really fucking pisses me off because, and I realized it today, and I think I texted you, I put a tweet out about it too. It's like, people always try to make fun of Ryan Hall for those dumbass Imanari rules. At least that motherfucker is trying to grapple. He knows I am a grappler, and he is doing anything he can to get that fight to the ground. Patchy Mix is a grappler who's just...
Dude, it's crazy.
Motherfucker, I have never trained a day in my life. I was fighting somebody 250 pounds heavier than me that apparently has been wrestling and training their entire life. I was eating jabs to the face just like Patchy Mix for fucking 15 minutes, and I said, enough is enough, and I shot a takedown on Angelo. Had no idea what he was doing, and Patchy Mix couldn't even fucking do that. I realized, hey, what I'm doing right now is not fucking working. Let me see if I can shoot I don't know what I'm doing. And this guy's an actual grappler, an actual fighter, and didn't even fucking try.
It is.
And now he's talking shit too.
He's saying stuff now?
Yeah, he's saying stuff like, oh, I mean, that was short notice and who gives a shit? Like, I'm still one of the best in the world. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
That's a bad look. That dude, he was better off lying about an injury. He was better off lying about it.
And I'm not one of those people that was surprised that the striking was bad. I knew that the striking was not great, but I also knew that this guy's a top-level grappler. Mario's been taken. It's not like Mario Batista can't be taken down. The guy's been taken down plenty of times. At least try to initiate a scramble, motherfucker.
It was atrocious. It was absolutely atrocious. But so, Bet Sam made money, a ton of it. And Bet Sam week in and week out is like unbelievable. And he is on premium. His bets are on premium. He's a premium capper. But what is funny is like somebody, I forget who it was, somebody was almost complaining that Bet Sam is that good. Guys, what the fuck am I paying for? Bet Sam's this good. Jacob lost money. It's like, I think you answered your own question. Bet Sam's that good. So you're paying for all of it, pal. So yeah, Bet Sam's crushing it. Congrats to him. Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we have Phil Rowe taking on Ange Loosa.
I thought I was leading this.
Go ahead.
Next up in Atlanta, guys, we got Phil Rowe, 10-5, 3-2 in his last 5, taking on Ange Loosa, 10-4, 2-2-1 with that crazy situation with Brian Battle and that no contest decision there. This is a put together here. I'm not sure what you fucking laughing about.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let's explain to the people because I fucking was killing that on a roll. No way you were going to mention something like that.
I was laughing at how good it was.
Yeah, I fucking bet. How hard is that dick right now?
I would have passed out because when that much blood flows south,
excuse me,
you get a little lightheaded.
Excuse me. This a fight that was put together. When was it, Angelo? In the last few weeks, right? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, but the odds didn't come out till yesterday for some reason.
There you go. And this is going to be an interesting fight because this is a clash of two different styles, in my opinion. Ange Loosa is a come forward, brute force type of guy, good power, but really wants to mix in the wrestling, especially in this matchup, I believe. Phil Rowe, former Lock of the Week, one of the greatest Lock of the Weeks of all time, one of the greatest Lock of the Week reactions. There's no doubt about that against Nico Price. Nico was kind of touching this guy up. It looked like it was all gone. All hope was lost, and then Phil Rowe lands a left hand, and I went absolutely crazy when he found that finish against Nico Price. So this is a little bit of a biased pick here. Phil Rowe is a rangy striker, and when he actually strikes with people, he is phenomenal. I came into that Neil Magny fight, and I said, oh my God, if this guy just backs Neil Magny up and just boxes him against the fence, he's going to smoke him. And you saw that. Boom, 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 and then crashes into the clinch for no reason. Against Jake Matthews, when he's actually throwing his hands, pop, 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 he's landing. He is very powerful, very, very fast, very good boxing, and he's going to need to keep that length and take advantage of the space when Ange Loosa is giving him space, because I believe that Ange Loosa is going to come forward just like he fought Reese McGee, another tall, rangy fighter. He got his face, throwing heavy into the clinch, trying to get the takedowns. I think Ange Loosa is going to bring in that same game plan. Forward pressure, big shots into the clinch. As much as I love Phil Rowe, and I am going to pick him because I do believe he is the better fighter, and he is going to be the more powerful fighter. He is going to be the more radiant. When he goes, he is so good. He's capable on the ground as well. He had a nice sweep against Jake Matthews after he got taken down. I'm going Phil Rowe here. He's got to keep the space. He's got to be active because sometimes Phil Rowe starts slow, he ends slow, but you just see those magical moments. And I think he's starting to put some stuff together in his career. He's been out a year now, something like that. Sometimes I just see something in somebody. And I picked him as my lock of the week as an underdog. I like him in this matchup. I don't have a bet on him because Angelo is a fucking concrete head guy that will just keep plotting forward and keep getting those takedowns. So, Phil Rowe's going to be my pick here. No bet, but he's my boy, and I stick with my boys. I'm going Philly fresh.
He's let you down before, like against Neil Magny, because his volume gets the best of him sometimes for some reason. I used to, in my notes, Jacob likes to talk about the script that I write. My script used to say, Phil Rowe is a long, rangy striker that puts up volume. I literally deleted the puts up volume part because his last couple of fights, he has not put up volume. He's become a little more cautious than usual. He's taking his time for whatever reason. He's not just getting after it. He maintains range because the dude's 6'3" at this weight class, but he does have a negative striking differential. He has hit at this point in his career. The line has flipped. He gets hit more than he hits his opponents. Jacob mentioned he had a sweep against Jake Matthews, but he basically lost that fight because of that lack of volume. He had his total strike volume doubled. He's taking on Ange Loosa. Ange Loosa is the opposite. Kind of a high volume guy. He's got decent volume. He's got good enough power. He gets in your face. His chin is absolutely incredible. He pumps a jab like crazy. He'll throw kicks.
You're reading the script again. You were supposed to put it away.
I'm not reading the script. I'm just looking at highlights. Because I use numbers too. He has an 83% takedown defense.
You seeing this shit?
I am seeing. So that's why Jacob picked on that side. He's got an 83% takedown defense, a handful of takedowns, including 4 in his most recent fight. He just lost to Gabriel Bonfim, but 4 takedowns in that fight tells you Angeloso's got great game planning. He's got high fight IQ. He has a willingness to change it up in a fight to try to make it happen. So I think Angeloso wins this fight. I think he can win it with just sheer volume and good pressure. I think he could win it if he mixes in takedowns. And if he does mix in a takedown or two, it's going to take the already low volume Phil Rowe and freeze him up. And he's not going to know, am I going to commit to the strike? Is a takedown coming? I think he's just going to be frozen, stuck in mud. I think Angeloso wins this fight. I broke this fight down before there were odds.
What the hell happened to Lazez? Manir Lazez.
Well, his career took a nosedive?
He lost to Gabriel Bonfim on that guillotine. Hasn't fought in 2 years. I was just looking at Angeloso because Angeloso he seems like a guy that should just be better than he is. Not that 10-4 is not a bad record, but he lost to Jack Della Maddalena on the
good loss, yeah.
Yeah, and then Lazez beat AJ Fletcher, beat Reese McKee, and then had that no contest against Brian Battle, and then lost to the Bonfim. So I mean, he's losing
quality losses. He was going to lose that battle fight, but that's still a quality loss.
You don't know that.
I mean, it was only one round, but it was going a certain way. But
it was in the second round, but okay.
There's only one round, like one full round, and then an eye poke. Angelosa. Is that
what the script says?
Angelosa, I picked him before we had odds. I broke this fight down. I said if he's a dog, I'll definitely spend money on him. I expect him to be the favorite. And we had the best of both worlds. He opened as an underdog, now squarely the favorite. And I think this makes complete sense. I think it makes complete sense. I pick an Ange. Jake is picking Phil. I'm going to go with the volume guy that I know for 100% certainty can't be knocked out. $8,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. Honestly, that probably depends on if he is going to mix in a takedown or two. $8,400 is one of those tricky numbers where he could actually score really well in a decision loss without any takedowns or a decision win without any takedowns. But we just saw Bonfim's a pretty good grappler. He took him down 4 times. And it was because it was the speed, the athleticism, the shots were behind strikes. That exact same game plan here. He will win this fight. He will put up numbers. I'm on the Loosa side. If you need a tiebreaker, since Jacob and I are split, we just talked about how good BetSam is. Check out BetSam.
Check out Artem. Who's that dumbass have? Let's see. Oh, my God. I'm the only one picking Philly fresh.
There you go. And the artificial intelligence. I don't know what that has. I'll have to check the AI. Actually, you have to check the AI. Go to WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10. $10 for an entire month. You'll unlock every single pick bet tool that we offer. What's 971 Fighting Championships? What am I missing?
Do you not know how to just read a chat?
No, the chat goes in opposite order. Next up, At UFC Atlanta, we have another new fight. The 2 fights we just broke down are brand new to this card, and this fight is incredibly new to this card. This fight was announced yesterday. We just got odds in the last couple of hours, and they've already moved pretty quickly. We have Ricky Simón taking on Cameron Smotherman. Ricky Simón was originally supposed to fight Charles Jourdain, and I loved him in that matchup. I picked him in that matchup. I loved him in that fight. I thought he would get all the takedowns and none of the issues.
Wait, had him again? You loved Ricky against Charles Jourdain?
Absolutely. And now he's fighting Cameron Smotherman. And it's a very different matchup because while Cameron can be taken down, he's a better striker. He's young. Pretty durable kid-ish, durable adjacent. But this is going to be a fun one to break down. We got Ricky Simón, 21-6 in his career. He is only 2-3 in his last 5, but he is coming off that big knockout win over the Bajarat brother. He's taking on Cameron Smotherman, 12-5 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that incredibly frustrating loss to Siri Saidi. Ricky Simón, we all know, shoots a gazillion takedowns. He's basically like a Wish version of Merab, but not quite Wish, right? Wish makes it sound like it's just
complete. He fucking smoked Merab.
I was just saying, Wish makes it sound like it's just dog shit trash. He fights like Merab, but not quite as good as Merab. He did beat Merab. He had a technical submission. Merab didn't stop.
Did you happen to see his tweet after that fight, after the this last Merab Sean
No.
fight?
What did he say?
He said headed to the bar or something because of the Adesanya and Alex Pereira. Like, I beat that guy one time.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really funny. Good for him. Because he did. He was Merab's last win, 7 fights ago or 13 fights ago or something like that. Or sorry, Merab's last loss, 13 fights ago. And that's who Ricky Simón is, though. Just think Merab, just not quite as dependable. He's going to shoot a gazillion takedowns, get his hands busy. He's taking on Cameron Smotherman. Cameron Smotherman's one of these young prospects. He did have a very successful short notice UFC debut. He showed up, beat a very good guy, and did so in pretty dominant, straightforward fashion. So his stock was rising. He's a patient
I think Hadley lost his job because of that fight.
He literally was cut after that, I believe. He is a patient striker. He's an accurate striker. He is busy. He does a really good job managing range. He doesn't really panic. He's pretty composed for his age and his experience. Takedown defense is just okay. But if he is taken down, there's not a lot to offer. And it did underwhelm us in his last fight against Siri Saidi, where he was taken down 5 times. MMA math isn't always something you could rely on. But honestly, in this fight, I think MMA math is the only thing you actually need. Dude's coming off a loss where he was taken down 5 times against somebody who doesn't wrestle nearly as well as Ricky Simón. He also has another loss on the Contender Series where he was knocked out in 1 minute by Charalampos Grigoriou. Ricky Simón has big power. So we've seen him get taken down. We've seen him get knocked out. Ricky can do both those things. I imagine Ricky wins this fight. I actually just parlayed Ricky, and I put that bet up for premium members. What do you think, Jacob?
I'm a big I've kind of faded Ricky in the past, but I've always been a fan of Ricky. It's hard not to be a fan of Ricky. He's a tough dude, come forward, as you mentioned, power. It took a lot for Song Yadong, in that 5-round fight to finally finish Ricky Simón. Cameron Smotherman, I'm a big fan of his. I was actually at that Jake Hadley fight. When he got poked in the eye, I was fucking giving it to Kris Tylonely. Jake Hadley looked at me and I said, "You're ruining my night, Jake," because he poked Cameron in the eye, and Jake Hadley looks at me like, "What the fuck?" And then Adrian Yanez came over after the fight, gave me his hat and everything. It was a whole big thing. But I like Cameron Smotherman. This fight is it's very interesting. The odds are very interesting for sure because Ricky Simón is a guy known for all these takedowns, all this wrestling. If you look at his last 6 fights, I sent the stats to Angelo. I know those are high level people. But, it's like 2 for 9, 2 for 11, 1 for 8, all this stuff. If you add them all up together, that shit is, what I send to you? Fucking,
I don't know.
Right here. 11 for his last 48 takedown attempts, Ricky Simón, which is 23%. You guys know how I love these takedown stats because you have this image of this guy that's just constantly getting takedowns, but he's been really struggling lately. And I know that there's 5 takedowns against Siri, and people are trying to do that MMA math. Like, oh, if you watch those takedowns, Cameron Smotherman was never really held down to the ground. That kid knows how to fucking work to the fence to get back to his feet. You're going to see some control time. A lot of that was up against the fence. This kid works hard. Siri had him in a very interesting, dangerous Darce situation. Cameron stayed cool, calm, collected, got out of it, got back to his feet. He has a sense of urgency. And when you want to try to do MMA math, I'm adding Ricky, which is top level competition, starting to slow down on his ability to get the takedowns. Cameron, a young kid, improving fast with the taking, the wrestling defense. The sense of urgency is very important. This isn't a guy that was getting taken down by Sirius CD and just laying on his back and pulling guard and just laying there for half a round. He is getting to the fence. He is working back. He is getting those underhooks, getting back to space, and he's going to be the better striker in this matchup. Ricky's going to have probably the power. He might land a big shot against Cameron, as you mentioned. Contender series fight. He got put out or whatever. But Cameron Smotherman is honestly like a bigger, lesser version of Joshua Van. The boxing is the same, not quite as fast, but he just moves forward, continues to move forward, works the body, works the boxing, and the takedown defense is improving. So I do worry that it is short notice, and Ricky could just bring that crazy pace and pace and pressure for 15 minutes and just try to smother Smotherman. But I'm taking a little flyer on the kid here. I like Cameron to get it done. I think the takedowns aren't going to be what people think, and if this turns into a boxing match, Cameron Smotherman can strike with anybody, I think, in this division. So maybe the short notice wears on the kid, but I'm taking a flyer here.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna waver. I'm pretty confident in Ricky here. But what I will say is it was 2 weeks ago where Connecticut's own Billy Ray Goff was like a 3-1 favorite against a guy that he was going to beat the absolute shit out of. It wasn't even going to be a close fight. Then he gets Ramiz Brahimaj on short notice, and his odds doubled. He became a much larger favorite. And I said, I don't understand why the odds are wider. This is a tougher matchup. Now, you can make some parallels between that and this. Is Cameron Smotherman better than Charles Jourdain? I don't think he is, and not at this point in their career.
And I was going to be all over Jourdain against Ricky Simón as well. Jourdain fucking has locked it in. He's a good fighter now.
Yeah, I was all over Ricky in that fight, too, and I was looking forward to it.
That was not going to be good for you.
Sweet guillotine, Charles. Anyway, I'm on the Smotherman. No, I'm on the Ricky Simón side. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward fight. Did you flat out pick Smotherman, or you just warned people from betting on him?
No, I picked Smotherman. Ricky Simón, his takedowns aren't going to be there. That you think
we are split city.
11 for his last 48. And remember, Smotherman defended plenty of those takedowns as well. It's not like he got taken down.
But Shalampos is, or what's his name? Sirius Sidi's not a wrestler. That's why it's like.
That's why it's probably more surprising that he was shooting those takedowns.
It was definitely more surprising, but they're not nearly as good. I mean, listen, I went straight up MMA math. I think it will hold up. And Ricky is,
because he's not getting the takedowns, and Smotherman can defend the takedowns. You're not looking at the math the right way.
I'm
doing calculus, and you're doing fucking.
Yeah. No, okay. See, look how smart Jacob is. You could have said anything. Common.
That is you with a crayon.
Anyway, we're going to be split here. So if you need a tiebreaker, yet again, go to the website, wewantpicks.com. Click become a member at the top. Not only do you get my picks, Jacob's picks, you get Artem's, you get BetSam's, you get the artificial intelligence, and then you can use the computer. Go take the fight simulator, have it run the simulations, and have it tell you how many takedowns it thinks Ricky Simón will land. Because I'll tell you right now, I have been using that fight simulator to build prize picks and underdog fantasy entries, and we haven't missed since I've been doing it. We have not missed since I've been using it. So check out the fight simulator, everything else that we have to offer, wewantpicks.com. Also, this guy just said, Angelo, you suck at prize picks. Well, I mean, quite literally, I haven't missed in a month. Dead wrong. Muppet.
Yeah, blood.
Moron.
Tell him blood.
We had a couple of super chats. Hoopsy again says, Ginger Leprechaun Man should fight Hezbollah. Who's he talking about?
Oh, Ricky? I don't know.
Maybe they will run that fight. Hoopsie. Then we have a $4.99 from Strawberry Grapefruit. F. Mary Kill on how to make hot dogs. Ooh.
I got this.
Boiled, microwaved, or on the grill. All right. I will marry on the grill. I'll fuck a boiled, and I will kill the microwaved.
I will fuck the shit out of a boiled hot dog. I will marry, Angelo, that sweet microwave.
Dude, he was microwaving 10.
Fucking kill. Grilled hot dogs are fucking disgusting.
I love grilled hot dog. I love the little snap.
I don't like them. I don't like any char. I like it boiled or microwaved. You get a little sizzle out of that microwave. Oh!
Jacob, when he first moved to Texas, quite literally was microwaving like 8 hot dogs a day. That was 2 meals, lunch, dinner, hot dogs. I
don't know what's wrong with that.
It's crazy.
It's a very well-rounded meat.
Another super chat from Patrick Watson, $4.99. Good luck betting this week, fellas. I will be in attendance. So will Jacob. Hoping for a great card. Question: how are we feeling about Van's chances 1 to 10? He's talking about
the dude open as a -250 favorite. I think he got pretty good changes.
That flipped so fucking fast.
It just went down.
No, he's an underdog now.
Oh, bullshit. Okay. Oh, bullshit.
He's quite literally an underdog right now.
Let me see it. Where is he? What is that, 317? He's a -115 favorite, you fucking retard. He's literally an underdog right now.
I bet it today, and he was not an underdog.
Stupid bitch. You silly, sloppy, slutty bitch.
All right, I'm going to look it up myself because I don't
He is literally an underdog right now.
I'm going to check myself because I don't believe Jacob. He is a -115 favorite. What an absolute joke. He was a +110 dog this morning. And it was -120 for Brandon.
He is literally an underdog right now.
Well, he was.
Those odds honestly make sense to me. I like a pick 'em odds. Because, Joshua Van usually dogs people. You're not going to fucking dog Royval, but you can probably just back him up and just box him the entire time. That's what Royval does. He just backs up. But those awkward shots could, I don't know.
Royval's got so much high-level experience, so many really good wins, like so dangerous everywhere. I can't believe they're not giving him the benefit of the doubt in that fight. Like, I'm shocked. I think Brandon Royval, I think it should be...
Didn't you say you just bet Joshua Van?
No, I bet Royval. I bet Royval.
Hey. Okay.
Thank you. But now I feel like an asshole because there's better odds already, which is crazy to me. You could have
got Royval at fucking +200.
I don't know if those odds actually existed. Like, that's what they opened at, and then that moved within 5 seconds.
Opened those. They literally open those, but they don't last very long, like a couple minutes. But
yeah, I think bots attack those lines before humans can get to them because they're gone quick. But anyway, Patrick, you said, what are his chances? He obviously has chances. He's a composed dude. He's got speed, athleticism, takedown defense is good, but I think, experience matters so much, and Royval's not old. And we have another $4.99 from William Gearing. Ange, don't F around with Crips and blood, bro. What the fuck is happening? Trust me, you don't want that on ATL this week. If word gets out, I don't know if Jacob will vouch for you. First of all, I'm not going to Atlanta. Second of all I did was read somebody's username, and I abbreviated the end of it.
I will hit I don't know that dude.
$4.99 from Jafar Raza. Hey, curious to hear what you think about the battle versus Ruzaboyev, Angelo Arton. Oh, how did he know I was going to do that? Ruzaboyev. That got announced today. I'm a big Ruzaboyev guy, so I'm going to stick with Ruzaboyev there. Brian Battle's got some karma coming his way because he did not win his last fight. What do you think, Jacob?
I don't know. I know originally that was announced at 170, and I was like, what the fuck? Because both those guys have struggled at 170. I thought Ruzaboyev, but then they corrected and said 185. So it'll be interesting to see Battle back at 185, right? So
yeah, Ruzaboyev's just absolutely tremendous. Battle's got a chin on him.
He's so big, and he's a fucking. He is a sniper with that right hand. I don't even really like Ruzaboyev like that, but he throws that right hand. He means business when he throws that shit. And
we still haven't seen him wrestle. The motherfucker can wrestle.
He's a jiu-jitsu nerd.
And then $1.99 from Unwell to Brrr. Jake, thanks for making Saturdays better. Jacob, did you see my show with Josh? Probably not, right?
With who?
Yeah. So him and I went live Sunday night as we normally do to break down the fights, the matchups to make next. And he was just BS in the beginning. He's like, I did a fight companion And people kept hopping in my chat talking about how I'm competing with Jacob and Jacob's live. He's like, Jacob does numbers. And I was like, Jacob is quite literally the best like fight companion live streamer on the planet.
And let me just talk to
and then he praised. He was like, he included he's like, I don't know how he does it, keeping track of all those things all at once.
Yeah, and just don't be a retard. I just got to talk to the chat real quick because a lot of you fucking people, you sons of bitches, were in that fucking live chat. Let me know in the chat right now if you were in the live stream Saturday night. And I want to talk in particular for the main event because I sat there. Right, we had struggled a little bit. We had the locker week, some big wins in there, but we were gonna make our money back on the main event. And I sat there, and I was gonna put fucking like $850 on the main event to not go the distance at plus, it's like plus 150 or something like that. Really gonna make some nice coin. And you motherfuckers kept being like, "Oh, Merab doesn't finish anybody. Merab doesn't. Who is Merab gonna finish? He might as well just play Sean and inside the distance. Sean by KO." And I clipped it out. I said, guys, when I watched that first fight back, Merab went for a guillotine at one point. You saw that little mounted guillotine against the fence. He even went for a Darce or an Anaconda. I can't remember which one. On the live stream, as I'm thinking about placing this bet, I literally said he went for a Darce, an Anaconda, and what did he end up hitting? Like some modified Darce that he turns into some bullshit north-south choke. I literally just think he felt the neck and just squeezed as hard as he could. Do you even know what choke that was? It was like, it wasn't really it was like I don't know what it was. It wasn't an actual north-south choke, but it was like
they called it some announcers were not those, but like ESPN was calling it a guillotine. Like, I don't know what.
Yeah, it looked like a ninja choke at first, but then it looked like a Darce that it literally looked like he knew he had his neck and was just like, I'm just going to fucking squeeze as hard as I could. And he fucking got him. So fuck you guys, dumb bitches.
He did say, Josh also said he loved that you go at people in the chats when they're wrong. Unwell to $1.99 again. Also, what do you think of Merab and Pantoja? I think Pantoja's good, but he's just a tiny little old man, and he's not going to do anything to Merab. Merab's not big, but what's he going to do? Take down and bully Merab? Pantoja's a weight bully. He's not going to weight bully up a weight class. You think he can? No way.
He could hit some wild shit. I mean, Pantoja's he's a fucking.
I like Pantoja a lot, and he's got dog in him, but he's a weight bully.
He's a dog, and he hits some pretty. It'd be interesting.
He's old and small, I think, is the problem with this specific match.
Why do you keep saying he's old? 36, 37?
At 37,
Merab is 36.
37 and 100. No, he's not.
Oh, bullshit.
You're just making shit up.
Look it up then.
Yeah. 37 at 125 pounds might as well be 45. While Jacob's
He's 34 years old.
That's a big difference. Unwell to another $1.99. Jacob, hope you'll be live on the 21st. I'm going to need it. And I'll tell you right now, he will not be. Jacob Boy's not going to be around. Right? 21st?
Is that the Baku?
It is. It's right smack in the middle of the day. Actually, it's kind of early, I think, too.
I'll be back. I don't know. Maybe. You never know, Angelo. Never say never.
We'll find out on Monday. Never. We'll find out on Monday if we got tickets to Bare Knuckle. Same day. At night. In Fort Worth.
Where at in Fort Worth?
Some arena.
They had a fucking, some fucking ranch?
No, they have a couple.
Stadium?
They got they do have Dickies Arena, which is big.
What arena?
Dickies.
There was a Dickies down the road that fucking closed. I actually like Dickies.
There's so much real barbecue. You don't need chain barbecue. That's like
I just like they had shoestring. I just love shoestring onion rings, man. I hate those fat bullshit.
That's
fat fucks, man.
That's fucking
shoestring onion rings are so good. You get a fat onion ring, you bite it, and all of a sudden all the onion ring comes out, and then you just got to eat the fried fucking shoestring onion rings. Are just like,
All right. Next up at UFC Atlanta, we got Cody Durden taking on Jose Ochoa. Cody Durden, 17-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision loss to Joshua Van, taking on Jose Ochoa, 7-1 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He is looking for his first UFC win. We all know Cody Durden by this point. He's going to dive at legs, shoot takedowns, dive at legs. He does come out kind of like a man. He'll strike for a little bit, but he's just going to be diving at legs. He is very tough. If you defend the takedowns, there's just another one coming right behind it. He's got tons of pressure. He's got very good cardio. His chin is incredibly suspect, and he is coming off that battering loss to Joshua Van, where he could not get the takedowns and was just getting beat on and beat on and beat on. He's taking on Jose.
He broke his eye in the first round. So
that's what happens when you get beat on. I said he was tough. He's taking on Jose Ochoa. This guy's wary. Oh, God. I talk like that dude from the comic book dude from Big Bang Theory.
You watch Big Bang Theory?
I've seen Big Bang Theory. It's not like in my
alert.
It's not in my.
Every Tuesday night we sit down as a family and watch Big Bang Theory.
I don't know what night it was on, but I have seen it several times.
Not me. I don't watch that bullshit. Not me, blood.
Don't joke about that, Jacob.
I'm welcome in either.
Listen, Jose Ochoa is a well-rounded guy. He's happy to slug it out or work in some grappling. Takedown defense is pretty good. He'll throw in some random pitter-patter strikes. He won't look for submissions. He will literally defend the takedown, which is what you need to do to keep it on your feet, and he does that pretty well. He does have finishes on the feet, but that's more with his incredible pressure and the pace than it is just one-punch raw knockout power. He is very hittable, but he is durable enough to hang out. He is coming off that decision loss to Loner Kavanaugh, where he seemed frozen in rounds 1 and 3. Round 2 was a little bit different. He came out. He did much better in those rounds, but the first round took him a while to get going. Did get going in the second, then third, right back to doing nothing. And we have another hyped prospect coming off a loss in a UFC debut just to find himself as a favorite in his next fight. We have run through this a bunch of times this year. The most notable one was Jourdain Vucenic coming out there, losing on short notice to Garbrandt, looking pretty good, coming out his next fight, just shitting the absolute bed. And Jose Ochoa might literally be the same thing. He looked good in his loss against Loner Kavanaugh. And it was short notice, like, oh, okay, wow, this kid's got something to offer with a full fight camp. And we've been down that path about 4 or 5 times already this year. Somebody comes off a loss, but they looked pretty good in that loss. They still are not proven. They still don't have a win in the UFC, but it's still something to consider because he looked good in a loss. I'm done with it. I'm going to go with Cody Durden. Cody Durden, at least I can trust that he's going to move forward. He will shoot takedowns. Whether he gets them or not, well, fingers crossed he does. But I do think Cody Durden is going to fight for our money. I think he wins this fight. I think he will get some takedowns. I praised Jose's takedown defense earlier, but we haven't seen it at this level. Like, Cody will attempt takedown after takedown after takedown. Jose, as I mentioned, has found finishes, but it's not the raw one-punch knockout power we have to worry about. And I think Cody Durden can just stay alive and get some takedowns. So I do have a bet on Durden. I am picking Durden, but boy, am I going to be nervous that whole time because holy shit, is he chinny. What do you think, Jacoby?
What is this?
I don't know. If it was this, then it's like upside down hook'ems.
You don't know what this is?
Not peace.
What's this?
Peace.
And good. Peace.
Good.
Peace.
Up.
Very good. You got the first part. What's this? What's this look like?
Chaos down. Peace up, A. Peace up, A.
No. Peace up.
Peace up. A. Atlanta. Downtown Atlanta. Peace up, Atlanta. Peace up, downtown Atlanta. Atlanta.
What is this?
Uptown Atlanta.
What is this? What letter?
A.
And then it's what's another a smaller city is known as a what?
A-town. A-town. Down A-town. Peace up, A-town. Peace up, A-town. All right, well, Jesus Christ.
Peace up, A-town down. Come on! You never heard of fucking Australia. Peace up, A-town down. Bum, 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 bum. Cody Durden, the Atlanta boy, fighting in his hometown. I don't know if he's actually from Atlanta, but he's a Georgia boy. Former lock of the week. I'm a big Cody Durden guy. I was a hater for a little bit, and literally one of the fights we broke down, I picked against him. He tweeted us and said, I'm going to prove you wrong, Jacob. Exactly what he did. I can't remember what fight that was, but he was my lock of the week, surprisingly, against Charles Johnson, who's a friend of the channel. I love Charles. Picked lock of the week against
Van.
Tagir. I had him against lock of the week against Tagir with the toes in the cage, get your toes out the fucking cage, and then I think I had a lock of the week again as against Joshua Van, I believe. So I've always been very.
I mean, him and Amanda Hebos have let you down 3. Did any of those hit?
Yeah, he won against Charles Johnson. I just said.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay.
Always, you just any. There's something weird about you. Any little nudge you can get to hate on me.
I wasn't hating on you. I was
few and far
saying
between. You're not hating on me. All those lost, didn't they?
I was hating on him. I
All
literally
those
said
fucking picks lost, didn't they?
I was hating on him, not you.
So I have all the respect in the world for Cody Durden. He's a tough son of a bitch. And honestly, a guy like Jose Ochoa, this is a fight for him to win because Jose Ochoa is a young kid, pretty cocky, pretty arrogant. Could be one of those guys that when things start going south, instead of like working out of the position, he's going to act like he's too cool for school type of thing, you know, like Angelo. But Jose is a big dude. He is a very good, precise striker. You even saw that against Loner. I wish he kind of was throwing enough so you could see a little bit more of that. But you saw in that second round, I mean, he threw a nice combination, pop, 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 with a little body shot, and Loner was like, all of a sudden, really turned into a wrestler really fucking quick. And when Loner tried to shoot that takedown, as Angelo mentioned, boom, spun around to the back, got the back, was threatening the submission. I can't pick Cody at this point anymore, and I don't think he's going to blame me for this until I can see his cardio go again for more than 2 rounds because he is go, go, go. He looks good. He looks good. He looks good. Then he starts fading. I know that Joshua Van fight, he broke his face. He was still trying to work through that. That's a tough situation. I'll be in Atlanta. I'll probably be rooting for him. I got no money, and I will not put money on Jose Ochoa, but as a pick, it just seems like he's going to be the better striker, and I think his takedown defense is going to be there. And obviously, if Cody brings that cardio and that pace and that pressure, and he's kind of rededicated himself, and he said he's kind of reinventing himself, he has opportunity to kind of steamroll and dominate this fight. Somebody mentioned in the chat, 30-27. It's definitely possible, but I have to go from what I've seen lately, and Jose Ochoa looks like he could be the real deal, especially in the striking, and Cody's cardio kind of fails him at times, but he's never going to quit. I mean, that's why Cody Durden is almost like the perfect synopsis of a lock of the week fighter that you look for. Is somebody that's just always going to give you a fucking chance to win, never going to quit no matter the odds. Broke his face, was still trying to fight with Joshua Van and all that stuff. So, and he was actually beating the fucking shit out of Bruno Silva too before he got caught with that little uppercut as well. So, long story short, I'm going to Jose, but I'll probably be rooting for Cody while I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, the Cody, the chin worries me, and not, listen, anytime somebody's a little chinny, they can't help that. That just is what it is. You can't make your chin better, right? You can work on your cardio, and hopefully your cardio is good enough to get you through stuff when things aren't going well, but you can't make that better. So I am a little nervous with Cody because you mentioned the cardio. Cardio you have complete and direct control over. So instead of betting him outright, which a little nerve-wracking, I did do a +3.5. I think he can win a single round, survive the next 2. That's all you need for a 3.5.
There was it's a little off topic, but same topic about cardio. There was a debate on the weigh-in show with Frankie Edgar. He was on the weigh-in show for 316 about whether cardio is 100% earned or is there just kind of God-given natural. Some people just have better cardio naturally, and Frankie Edgar was in the camp of you just fucking work for cardio, but Laura Stanko was like, some people are just born. I mean, some people you just can't, no matter how hard they work, they cannot get Marab cardio.
There's probably obviously your natural abilities play a huge factor. I don't know if I do not agree with the statement of no matter how hard you work, you can't get Marab cardio. I would agree with the statement that some people are just born with a leg up. Like Marab is born with a head start. I mean, he's got to be. His cardio is absolutely insane. But somebody else could.
In pools are like, Jesus Christ.
It's just underwater for like a minute. Just hard working. Yeah. Just no coming up for air. No, it's incredible. And listen, you said Frankie Edgar laid out the groundwork for it's not about size or anything. It's just be in great shape and work your ass off. Merab took it to another level, but there are people in between, like Ricky Simone, who we broke down before, Cody Durden. These are people that are not wildly talented, but they can work hard enough. They can stick to a game plan. They can get it done.
Blue collar.
I'm picking Durden. I bet on Durden the plus 3.5. I just need him to win a single round. The way the 3.5 works is you buy points on the judge's scorecard. It's like point spread in any other sport. If he wins a single round but loses a decision, we should be good. If he wins outright, we should be good.
There was I don't think I'm ever going to, the way the scorecards have been lately, I don't think I'm ever going to bet a plus 3.5 again. Because, there was like 2 fights last fight where there was like the most random 30-27. And even during the live stream, I was like, is there going to be a random 30-27?
It was on the dogs, though. It wasn't on the favorites. Because Waldo Cortez got a 30-27. It was like, whoa, that one's nuts. But it was on the dogs. But I agree with you. There is a random 3 rounds very clear to me.
Well, that's what you're looking for in the plus 3.5.
No, correct.
And they got smoked. So I'm saying I'm never doing that again.
But I'm saying Waldo got it. If you bet the plus 3.5 on him, he was the dog.
It wasn't that fight, though. It was another fight where I'm like, everyone just got fucking smoked.
Oh, maybe a lady fight. Well, if you do want to make a couple of DraftKings dollars, Cody Durden, if he wins, is typically worth it. $7,600 if Cody wins. If you're in his camp here, that means he got the takedowns. He stayed busy. He was on top, and he will score really well. That is a very affordable price for a guy that puts up numbers when he wins. Obviously, if you don't think he wins, it's a little bit of a different story. $8,600 for Jose Ochoa, UFC newcomer looking for his first UFC win. We'll see what that gets us. If you do want to check out every single pick, bet, and tool that we offer.
It was a Keelan fight.
What?
It was the killing fight, I believe.
Oh. If you do want to, against Yanal?
Yeah, 3.5 on Yanal did not hit because it was a random 30-27, even though Keelan was getting he was in trouble in that third round.
Third round, yeah.
A random 30-27. It's like, well, you just got fucking smoked for no reason.
Yeah. If you do want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, it is not just copy-paste bets. I promise you. If you have never checked out WeWantPicks.com, I promise you, you unlock that, you will be absolutely blown away by what we have to offer. Every single tool, everything that's on the site, how well it's put together. We got to thank Josh, the web guy, for making it happen. If you haven't become a premium member, it's freaking $10. Give it a try. If you hate it, cancel. And if you love it, great. Now you love it, and it's only $10. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Couple of super chats. $2 from Jordan Weisner. Angelo bangs high blood pressure. I'm healthy. Okay? I even took a picture of the blood pressure machine last time they took my blood pressure, and I had strep throat at the time. And I shared that with everybody as photographic evidence. I shared it with you and Josh.
Yeah, that was before. There's been, I think, a few holidays since then. Those summer holidays don't treat you well. Now you got
the summer holidays are.
Now you got Father's Day coming up if you make it. I mean,
should be good for Sunday.
Just want to be the first to say Happy Father's Day, Angelo.
Thank you so much.
You've been
I appreciate that.
Second father to me.
Well, thank you so much.
There's something funny about that. I'm being serious.
Well, Tomo doesn't think so. Tomo says, thank you for your service life, Jacob. Also, I bet Angelo mutters a couple of numbers to get to sleep. Also, Angelo doesn't know how to be kind to Jacob, but knows how to clear a plate. Also, it's Australian dollars. $1 for every also. You fucking... Thank you, Tomo.
What's your favorite racial slur?
Ooh, there's some good ones. WAP, Dago is solid. Greasy, Guido, Guidette. I started using Guidette before Jersey Shore came out. And then when they started saying Guidette, I was like, damn. So all the Italian ones, those ones are my favorite. Because it's not very often that somebody calls me a slur because you don't really use those against Italians. But I love when somebody will get annoyed at me and be like, you fucking Guido. It's like, oh, all right, relax, dude, chill.
Ron Stein.
I guess I went, yeah, Ron Stein.
What a time to be alive, man. I'm so glad I was that age.
It's the best show that has ever been on television.
There was nothing better than when you were fucking 21, 22 years old while the Jersey Shore was on TV. It was fucking a magical time to be alive.
It was quite literally the best show ever. And I had like a special connection because we went to the Shore every summer for like 10 years. And it was that. Like, that was the experience.
You
and
were
to
at
watch
Karma
it,
every Friday.
We've been to Karma. To watch it like get documented like that. And obviously they're a great cast of characters. It was just so, I loved watching it. Me and Stretch on Instagram talk about it all the time on Instagram. Send each other random Jersey Shore clips. And it is so good.
Fuck a Stretch.
A fan who also loves the show. Did this is like, it's still on, right?
Do you
now
just
it's different.
actively every day look for people to replace me in your life?
I don't look, they come to me. I could never replace you. That's impossible.
You goddamn right.
Okay. Anyway.
Somebody said, why does Angelo run out of breath while hooking up HDMI cables?
When did that fucking happen? In a vlog, maybe? Was I out of breath hooking up the fucking thing in the vlog this week? I watched the vlog on the drive home, the 3-hour drive home. I was watching Tiff was driving. It is what it is.
You stalked my whole life on the boardwalk.
And Tiffany was like, and she's never really watched the vlog start to finish. She's just like, am I in this? And then she was like, you do a lot of mansplaining. I was like, would you shut the fuck up? Just leave me alone.
It's
yeah, it is what it is. Okay. I am me. Hear me roar. Next up at UFC Atlanta, we have another brand new fight. I think more than half of this card has been added in the last week or two. We have Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Kris Moutinho. Malcolm Wellmaker, 9-0 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. One of the biggest favorites we have ever seen in the UFC, taking on Kris Moutinho. 14-6 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5, and he worked his way back into the UFC. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. Malcolm Wellmaker, powerful striker. He's great accuracy, good timing. He does a really good job working the jab, waiting for his opportunity. Bang. Counter hook, puts you out, dead, over. He just did it to Cameron Saman. He did it on the Contender Series. Malcolm Wellmaker is a very accurate, powerful striker taking on Kris Moutinho. Kris Moutinho is probably one of the most well-known winless guys in UFC history. And that's because he made his short notice UFC debut against Sean O'Malley. He got his face absolutely battered. People do have this optical illusion in their head that he didn't get finished. He did get finished. It was in the 3rd round, but he did get finished. He got hit 230 times in that fight. And then he ultimately got finished in the 3rd round. Just to come back a few months later, get another opportunity in the UFC against Guido Canetti, and he got finished there too. So there's going to be a lot of, I'm going to continue to use this. I used it last time. I said we had a Mandela effect in the first O'Malley
Merab what's so
fight.
Crazy about that is that it's based off of Nelson Mandela because people thought he died, but he didn't die.
Yeah.
But that is like, seems like the dumbest thing in the world because I don't know who the fuck thought Nelson Mandela died in the fucking 80s or whatever because he became the president of fucking South Africa. He was in prison. He was imprisoned by his own country, then became president of the country that he's in prison. That was like his whole story. So I don't know why people ever thought. It's weird that it's called the Mandela effect because it seems pretty obvious that Mandela didn't die when some people thought he did.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But I know there's the Berenstain Bears. There's that Shaq Genie movie. Whole bunch of things.
Kazam. No, that's Sinbad. Everyone thinks it's a Sinbad. Which
is a Sinbad one? Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Shaq one, but everyone says that there's a Sinbad one. And I know that there was a Sinbad one.
The Sinbad Mandela effect, I agree with you. The Bernstein Bears one, just remembering it as Bernstein, but it's Berenstain or Berenstain. It's like, yeah.
The other one is the Fruit of the Looms logo was in a cornucopia, but apparently it never was.
There's another one with
Angelo's moving on because he didn't know what the fuck a cornucopia is.
It's the horn that the fruit's in. I know what a fucking cornucopia is. Get over yourself. I'm the cultured one here.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
Peace up, A-Town down. Fucking retard.
That doesn't make me cultured. That's not a cultured thing. That's a regional saying. That's different than class. Money can't buy you class. Elegance is earned. And the Countess said that, and I agree with her. Listen, here's the breakdown for this fight. And if any of you have any class, you'll even get that reference, which I don't think you do, so you won't get that reference. Malcolm Wellmaker is going to win this fight. And the Mandela effect that I was talking about is people are going to convince themselves that Kris Moutinho is tough and that he's durable, when he quite literally is not. He just isn't. Yeah, Sean O'Malley battered his face, but he still finished him. Then he got knocked out by an old man. And this is the exact same rant I went on last week when I picked Merab. I said there's a Mandela effect going on here where people have convinced themselves that the first fight was close. When it wasn't, the second one's going to be worse. And none of this matters because Malcolm Wellmaker is one of the biggest favorites we've ever seen. So maybe people weren't as convinced. The odds for the 1.5 are a little tricky, but the reality is Malcolm Wellmaker is a very good actual talent. Kris Moutinho is just a guy that they're bringing in to lose, as they did the first time, and just going to be more of the same. He did rack up 5 regional wins, and good for him. I mean, good wins, earned his way back, but, you know, it is what it is. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, wouldn't this go down as the biggest favorite in UFC history? Because wasn't it? It was Bo Nickel, and then it was Isaac Dolgarian beat that. But it has to be when it closes, and I think he closed at minus 1,600 or minus 1,500 or something like that.
I thought Roman Alexander Romanov over Chase Sherman was huge, or maybe that was like 1,200 or something. This might be the biggest.
I don't know. I know Dolgarian, when he fought, what's his name, was the biggest. It literally was the biggest favorite. I don't know if there's been one since then or not. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that
2,400 is crazy.
Yeah.
For anybody,
it's down to minus 2,000 already.
For people who don't know what these odds mean, that means you would have to give the bookie $2,400, and if you win, you get your $2,400 back and a $100 profit. You have to risk $2,400 to win $100.
And on the flip side, if you give them $100 on Kris Moutinho, you get your $100 back plus $1,150.
Yeah, correct.
Wellmaker wins.
Yeah, I mean, that is the breakdown. There's no reason to overcomplicate.
No, listen. Okay, I'm not gonna make it that, because people are gonna be a little upset because they like hearing me talk, and I don't blame them.
Sure.
Especially that one. I mean, obviously, the one guy. He made that pretty obvious. Was hearing me.
Who? The Australian?
No.
Fucking. Oh, the former Strikeforce world champion? The only person to ever knock out Nate Diaz? That guy? Is that who we're talking about?
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kris Moutinho, obviously, Ange already mentioned it, the Sean O'Malley, blah, 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 blah. I picked up against him as my lock of the week because little do a lot of people know, he got the absolute cunt fuck beat out of him by Sean O'Malley. And then in his next fight, I know it's like a 40-year-old Guido, but he was the favorite after the Sean O'Malley fight. He was a fucking favorite after he got the fucking piss beat out of him by Sean O'Malley. And I was like, okay. And I made fucking Guido my lock of the week, and that was the easiest lock of the week of all time. I understand the toughness that Kris Moutinho brings into the octagon. But what do we say? When you know that someone's tough, it means they're probably getting lit the fuck up. And you're going to be tough at so long, especially at this level. They wanted Wellmaker, a Georgia kid, on this card. They were probably on the phones. Who can we find? Who's the most hittable guy we can find that's on a little bit of a streak? Do we still have Kris Moutinho's number? Get him in here. There is one reason why Kris is on this card. I'm not saying he can't win. Crazier things have probably happened. Well, actually, I guess crazier things haven't happened in the UFC if this is the biggest favorite of all time. But he was brought in because he's a hittable guy, and they wanted Wellmaker on this card, and they want to prop up. I mean, sometimes the storylines are obvious here. I mean, he is brought in to get knocked out, and I think Wellmaker fucking knocks him out pretty early. So,
yeah, I
got
mean,
the.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't done.
Oh,
hey, I will fucking let you know when I'm done. All right.
Okay, I'll wait for the affirmative.
Okay. If you were a premium member on this, which, WeWonPicks.com, it's only $10 a month, I jumped on the fucking under 1.5 on this play at plus money. Plus 100, I got that. It's at minus 165 right now and moving fast because a lot of people are looking at that minus 2,000 and being like, I don't want to play minus 2,000. Oh my God, the under 1.5 is only minus 165, and they just started playing that. I got it for plus money. I feel pretty good about it. WeWonPicks.com, $10 a month. Back to you, fuckface.
Thank you, Ginger Boy. Well,
Whoa!
you don't get to call me.
I don't think that you own that word. I don't think you're allowed to use that word.
Ginger.
Whoa! That's a hard R you hitting.
Okay. As is the. Actually, if I start to say all the other letters, they do align very similarly. I was going to say the G, but so I'm saying ginger, and it's very clear that I'm talking to a red-faced, freckled, white man with red hair.
I don't know if we let him get away with that.
I think you can still call people a ginger. I think that's still allowed. Yeah, we're all over this. We don't have any DraftKings pricing, whatever the price is, and he'll be worth that too. That's it. Move on. We own picks.com.
Peace up. Ain't down.
Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we have Michael Chiesa, not from Atlanta, taking on Court McGee, also not from Atlanta. Michael Chiesa, 18-7 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on a 2-dose fight win streak. He's taking on Court McGee, 22-13 in his career, also 2-3 in his last 5. He is coughing off that wild neck crank win over Tim Means, and what made it wild is people were like, holy shit, this guy's grip is unbelievable. And that's what you get with Court McGee, a battle-tested guy. Does he have the best record? No. Is he athletic? Not really. He's just a guy that's worked very hard for what he has. He's a little older.
White or what? You're saying white people can't be athletic? You ever watch Larry Bird?
Was he athletic? Was he like... Wasn't he just huge? Was he athletic? Court McGee's a battle-tested guy. Shows up, works his ass off, and that's kind of it. He's pretty good everywhere because he works for it. He's not amazing at any one thing. He's not wildly fast. He doesn't hit insanely hard, but he works hard for everything. He has been turning into a grappler as he gets a little older, 11 takedowns and almost 30 minutes of control time in his last 6 fights. He is coming off, as I mentioned, that submission win over Tim Means, where he looked pretty good striking, and then the grappling, he got that crazy neck crank. Taking on Michael Chiesa. As we know, Chiesa.
What's his stance? Context clues, Angelo. Who'd you just mention?
Larry Bird.
No, who did you just mention?
Tim Means.
There you go. Go for it. Hit it. What's his stance called?
The Indiana Shuffle.
Tim
the
Means.
Birdie. The Dirty Bird.
The Dirty Bird, baby.
Oh, nice. Is he from Indiana? No, that's the other one. He's taking on Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa, pretty one-dimensional grappler. He's going to move forward. He's going to look to get the takedowns. If he gets the takedowns, he's got slick jiu-jitsu. That's basically it. His striking is not very good. He's got good pressure. He's a pretty durable guy. Plenty of cardio for the most part. On the ground, he'll alternate between ground and pound and looking for submissions. He's coming off that submission win over Max Griffin. Listen, Michael Chiesa is a good fighter. I was shocked to see at how wide these odds are. Minus 350, almost a 4-1 favorite with two guys that are basically in the exact same point of their careers. They're both on little win streaks. They're both aging out. I understand Michael Chiesa is younger, but we're talking the difference between 37 and 40. We're not talking, he's not like a 28-year-old. I'm actually going to side with Court McGee here because I do think, and maybe this analysis is way off and maybe it doesn't matter, but I feel like Michael Chiesa doing all the desk stuff, doing all that UFC commentary is very focused on the second part of his career and not the first part. We just got this with Anthony Smith, a couple fights in a row. It was the exact same narrative. And I think Court McGee is a guy that...
You met him, right? Or was that when I was with Jourdain?
You met Michael Chiesa. You said he's huge.
Yeah,
right? I didn't
I can't believe he was at 155. He is a pretty big dude.
Yeah. And actually, the graphic says he's a flyweight, so my bad on that. I think Court McGee can squeak this out. I have another 3.5 bet here. This one is at plus money. I think Court McGee can certainly win a round, if not win this fight outright. This comes down entirely to who gets the first takedown. That's it. But Court McGee can also strike where Michael Chiesa really can't. So I'm going to lean Court McGee here. I think the odds are insane. I think the odds are wild. I think Court McGee can outright win, but to protect myself a little bit, just doing that plus 3.5 bet. What do you think about this fight, Jacob? The dumpsters for Jacob's apartment building are right outside his window, so he gets like lots of flies and critters coming to his place because, it's just not the nicest place.
How's the hair look from the back? Is that your little rat tail?
The hat, it is funny because it is a bald fade or a burst fade, so the hat does make it. It is funny on the back.
You literally had a rat tail.
I did in the 90s. I might have even been the
early
80s.
20s.
It might have even been the 80s. Yeah, 1983, 1993. Probably. Yeah, I was 10 years old.
Listen, and Angel, I hope you're listening as well. I agree with you that the odds for Michael Chiesa at minus 350 at this point in his career against a guy who can kind of do everything that Michael Chiesa wants to do probably is a little bit crazy. Is Chiesa the better wrestler? He's probably the better wrestler. Is he the better grappler? He probably is the better grappler. That's why the odds reflect the way they are. I mean, the striking kind of cancel each other out. Neither one of them really enjoys the striking, is crazy dangerous with the striking. I do worry that Chiesa is going to get a little bit too crazy in the beginning, right? Because he comes forward. I mean, he doesn't really come forward, but he does want to shoot the takedowns and get the grappling going early in this fight. And if Court McGee can just kind of make him work, this fight definitely could turn interesting in the second into the third round, because we've seen Chiesa, he is known as being the anti-Darce or whatever. I mean, the guy's been Darce like fucking 15 times in his life or something like that. And I don't know if Court McGee's got that in the bag. Do you have a bag?
I have a bag, yeah.
What would be in your bag?
In what setting? You have different bags for different settings, different environments. What setting are we in? I'll tell you what's in the bag.
How about a basketball court? What do you got in the bag?
Ankle braces, weak ankles, jumping up and down like that. I need those ankles stabilized.
Yeah, this isn't like a literal what's in your bag, Angelo.
Well, I don't have a cross. I don't have a crossover. I don't have a 3, so it's just going to be the ankle braces.
Okay, so you did figure it out.
I understand what the bag is, but that's what basketball's a tough one for me.
I'm nasty. My bag's full. Crazy step bag between.
Next time you come over, we'll ring the bell across the street and we'll play horse in the driveway.
I'm here with it. I mean, you can just see the way I'm hitting like this, and then I come through like this, and I gather it, and I'm back here like this, and you can see everyone knows I can get it like that. I'll be dunking on your ass. Long story short here, Michael Chiesa, in my opinion, I think you just take the plus 200 submission flyer. Instead of playing the money line, put him in parlays. I think it's too dangerous to put in parlays. Money line, I don't know if you're going to lay $400 to get 100 back. His submission, he's always live for a submission. He should be able to out-grapple a guy like Court McGee. I think you just take a stab at the plus 200 if you want to play him and just let it ride like that. And if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. But at least if it hits, you're getting your plus 200 money on that. I might play that. I haven't yet. I'm picking Michael Chiesa because I just think he's the better wrestler, better grappler. Could slow down, could lose. I agree with you that the odds are a little bit crazy, but that plus 200 is interesting.
There we go. Well, I got the plus 3.5 on Court McGee at plus money as well. You don't think he went around? Oh my God, what a fucking asshole. Listen, these DraftKings pricing is just as crazy as these betting odds were. Michael Chiesa, $9,200. If you think he gets a finish, great. But who did he finish? Tony Ferguson and Max Griffin? Like, come on, man. Come on.
I mean, Max Griffin is he's a dog.
He hasn't been one in a while, is the problem. Court McGee, $7,000. There's a lot of humongous favorites on this card with some very wide DraftKings pricing, which means you're going to need some dogs and need to get the right favorites. I think Court McGee is probably a decent dog here because I don't think he gets finished even if he loses. $7,000 is a pretty wild price point here. If you do want to check out what the DraftKings Optimizer has to say, what the Fight Simulator has to say, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's $10. You'll unlock all of it. UFC 317s in a couple of weeks. Everything between now, then, and even the fight card after that. WeWantPicks.com. Couple of super chats. $1.99 from Santiago Mendez. Angelo looks like the detective from Roger Rabbit. Was that Danny DeVito?
No, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's a fucking great. I remember watching that with my dad. That's a fucking
I
great
bet you did.
movie.
Where were your hands, you fucking... She was a cartoon character, you pervert bitch. You disgusting little creep. She's a cartoon.
I'm talking about just watching a
You
movie.
Filthy, disgusting animal. She's not a real person. She's a drawing.
I don't know. This forced, like, weird humor you're trying to do is...
Will says Felder... I mean, that's not the worst looking guy in
Get
the
it
world.
off the screen real quick so people can really see it. Now smile. It literally is you. Give a little smile, Angie. Give a little smile. Fat bitch.
Will says Felder, Smith, and Cruz were being fed to the Wolves. The commentary narrative isn't the same compared to them. First of all, I don't know what narrative. This is just me and my opinion. Narrative implies lots of people.
I mean, this movie almost is just like that's me and you.
a fake drawing. Yeah, sure. A figment of an. Is that he has red hair? Roger Rabbit. That is us.
This is big old Angie.
See, you filthy creep. I thought she's not
That's
a real
you
person.
and Vanessa Demopoulos.
There is no narrative here. It is my opinion, and it seems pretty logically sound that if you are somebody who is flying to Las Vegas and you're flying week in and week out to do desk work and commentary work, you're not quite putting in the exact same amount of time in your training as somebody who is not doing those things. So that's where it's coming from. It's my opinion. Narrative is something that multiple people say, not just one person.
Now, who do you think the hottest cartoon, maybe Disney princess or just cartoon female you think there was? Because she definitely is one of them.
I don't think the cartoons are hot. Now, if we're talking Sentai, is that the porn, right?
Yeah, act like you don't know what it is. Yeah,
I don't know if it was hentai. I don't know if it was hentai.
Yeah,
with an H.
Oh yeah, I'm Angel. I have no idea what it's called.
I would say hottest cartoon. It's probably her, but it's a little too much, right? That's a little too like get out of here with that.
Oh, Angel was like, oh, like a real woman.
No, just like Now I would need to know the ages of these characters before I say a name, because I could say a name and it's like she's 12, dumbass. I don't know how old these Disney princesses are. Who's an of-age Disney princess?
I don't know. Somebody said Lola Bunny. That was probably gonna be one of my number ones.
Who's that?
Bitch, what? There's
Lola?
no way you don't know who fucking Lola Bunny is. Who the?
Oh,
where
okay.
did you
Roger
fucking-
Rabbit's girl. I didn't know that was her name.
Roger Rabbit's girl.
Or Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny's girl. Okay. All right, guys. We have another super chat. $1.99 from Patrick Wilkins. Jacob to wear shark suit for Shark Week. Are you going to wear the shark suit? I don't know. No, that's usually... Maybe it is. It's in June. Isn't that around the 4th of July, actually?
I actually don't think I have that suit anymore.
What did you do with it?
I think it sadly didn't survive a Halloween.
Ew, yeah. What did you do with it? Ew. Ew.
Yeah. Ooh was right. Ooh was right. Turns out that thing's not entirely waterproof.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you know
Okay.
that the male shark's penis...
Okay. Next up at UFC Atlanta, we have Paul Craig taking on Rodolfo Bellato in a rebooking, not a rematch, but a rebooking. Paul Craig, 17-9 in his career, 1-4 in his last 5 years on a 3-fight skid. He's taking on Rodolfo Bellato, 12-2 in his career, 4-0-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that draw to Jimmy Crute. This was supposed to happen a few months ago at the Apex, but Bellato had some medical issue. That fight was canceled, and now here we are in Atlanta. The breakdown's going to remain exactly the same. I don't know what the medical issue was for Rodolfo Bellato. Maybe if it was something like real bad, I would be considering otherwise. Like,
like your fucking Markel's.
Well, it turns out Markel's a lying weasel who does that often. That was his 3rd time pulling out of a fight at the last minute with a random issue just to fight next week against a lesser.
Because Markel was sick fucking 10 days ago.
Well, I also did the same thing when we talked about Aaron Blanchfield and Macy Barber. Said she should not be fighting.
Oh, yeah. Lily Bellato said I had a herpes outbreak.
Oh, there we go. Herpes. Great. So the herpes are gone. Ew. You get your Paul Craig. You got to fight him anyway. The herpes are gone.
Yeah, thank you for doing it because you acted. That was a little too casual there with like, oh yeah, you had herpes. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Instead of being like, yeah.
Well, it took me a second to really truly process it. All right. Same breakdown as before.
But technically, it is just a skin condition. You know, people act like
correct. That's why when there's not an outbreak.
Oh, got your ass. Yeah, I got your ass.
Paul Craig, very dangerous grappler, and that's kind of where it ends. He's proven that he's very tough. He will take a beating. He's never out of a fight. If you go to the ground with him when you shouldn't, you will actually be in some trouble, even though you know it's coming. His striking is just okay. He does have a random amount of power sometimes, but for the most part, his wrestling is not good enough to force it to the ground or to keep it on its feet. And he's coming off that decision loss to Bo Nico. Rodolfo Bellato is a heavy-handed grappler. He does want to get takedowns, but to get those takedowns, he's just going to move forward and bomb away. He's going to stick around. He's going to slug it out, try to get in your face, try to drag you to the ground. He has 2 losses in his career, but it's to the same person in Vitor Petrino. His last fight was a draw with Jimmy Crute, and that's because he gave up a 10-8 first round, almost getting finished, but he managed to claw his way back to tie it up. Listen, the reality is Paul Craig is dangerous, but he's not good, if that makes any sense. He's good at one thing, very good at one single thing. And the more you know, the more you can be aware. Somebody like Rodolfo, who is a grappler, I can't remember the last time Paul Craig submitted a grappler. Right? He beat Andre Muniz. Was that a submission or a TKO on top?
He's beating the fuck out of him. That was a lock. He was a lock of the week too.
So I just can't remember the last time Paul Craig was able to submit a fellow grappler. And Rodolfo Bellato has the hands, has the offensive wrestling, has the grappling. Rodolfo Bellato should win this fight. This is back at light heavyweight. Rodolfo Bellato should be able to bully his way to a win here. So pretty straightforward. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I think Rodolfo is dumb enough to take this guy down, and I think he's going to get submitted. It's going to be a fun pick. I'm going to be at the fight.
No. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, me pussy. Ooh.
That's how you're going to be, correct? Because it's not going to go your way, and then you're going to be like, oh, is it my fault that fucking, and then some bullshit excuse.
I don't have a fucking dollar on Paul Craig. I'm just going to sit there and watch the fight and watch him fucking pull guard and throw up that triangle, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm going Paul Craig, but it's just a fun pick.
Okay. Well, when I'm over here giving serious breakdowns, you're giving fun picks.
Okay, everyone, fucking put Bellato in all your parlays. Good luck, everyone.
People did that with Patchy Mix, and yes, we were all pretty confident in Patchy Mix, but I say week in and week out, do not do multiple parlays with the same person. And this whole week was like Patchy Mix was the last leg of 9 parlays. It's like, dude, fuck. Why do you expose yourself to one person like that? In this sport...
Why expose yourself to one person when you can go to a fucking bus stop and really knock it out of the park? You ever walk in front of a movie theater? You walk in front of that screen, you got fucking 150 people looking at you dang-a-lang, and that'll really get you going. You don't even have to get hard first. You can blow a load. That thing's soft. All those people staring at you. Right, Angelo?
No, I disagree with that.
You don't think you'd get a little thrill showing your dick to random people?
I do not think I would get a thrill doing that, correct? It may actually be the opposite effect. It would shrivel up, and then I get embarrassed. No, guys, it's not. Hold on.
We'll be right back.
Hold on. And then you're trying to get it back up.
What was that action? Hold on a second.
Slapping it around to get it up.
That's the hand motion you do.
Well, it's like a speed bag. Like,
can you stand up and show us if you don't mind?
No.
Just a little
no.
How you get ready? Is that how you're getting ready in the bedroom? Like before you walk
I'm always
in,
ready to
while you're laying there? Is that a lay down activity? While you're standing next to the bed? What's going on here?
Come on.
In the bathroom?
Not again. Come on. No, if anything, it's the opposite. Where it's like, God. No, teacher, I can't stand up in class right now. Give me a minute. This is off the fucking rails, dude. Rodolfo
I
Bellato.
literally warned them before the stream started that you were going off script, so here we are.
This has nothing to do with that. This was on you.
It was on me. You're the one saying I would have to jerk myself off.
How did that conversation even get there?
You were
How did that conversation
I
even
ended
get
the conversation at whatever, and you were like, "Oh,
No,
by the way,
not whatever.
if I was about to
Not
walk into a
whatever.
movie theater and expose myself, I'd have to fucking get myself going."
You brought up the movie theater thing, which got
And then
this
it was
conversation off the rails.
That was a good way to end it. It was funny, topical. We moved on, and Angel's
topical.
like, "If I was at the movie theater."
How is that topical?
Oh.
What topic? Yeah. Rodolfo
Freestyle
Bellato,
Ange is a pervert. I agree.
Rodolfo Bellato needed a topical ointment
Sorry,
to
guys.
get into this fight, and he should be good to go. He is going to be the pick. $9,300 in DraftKings Fantasy. Honestly, I think he actually could be worth that money. I think he could find a finish on top, just elbow sandwiches, staying busy. He did get a little wilted in his last fight, which is nerve-wracking, but Rodolfo Bellato should be able to get it done. He should be worth that price point. And if you do want to check out every single pick, bet, and tool that we offer, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Oh, you're embarrassed? Yeah. Is that you? You're embarrassed, face? Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I just don't know.
Okay.
This used to be a, honestly, it used to be a channel I think people would agree that people could go to for just nice, scientific, hard-nosed, just MMA breakdowns. And now it's just kind of willy-nilly, loosey-goosey. And I try to keep us on topic, and I try to talk about the fights. I was talking about Paul Craig, former lock of the week, and all this stuff. And we got Angelo standing up, jerking off.
Oh, we're at the main card. Whew. Before we
Hey,
hit the main
Jacob, I'm
card,
sorry, but what the fuck was that lock of the week last week?
it hit.
The one that won in 20 seconds, you dumb bitch? You
Yeah,
stupid
that's-
fuck? The
that
fuck
is
are you
good.
talking about? Try to comment me in this fucking chat right now after I just sat here and watched for 5 minutes Angelo jerk his fucking dick. Now I got Jose fucking Jimenez Cabrera talking about what was that fucking lock of the week? Are you stupid or something?
He might be stupid because the lock hit. Oh, no, sorry. 2 weeks ago, I was going to bitch about. That's the beauty of social media. The shit hit, and you're still getting. Not only did it hit, it was very fast.
This is the easiest one
It
of all
was.
time.
It was never a nail biter. Like that. It was. That is. Listen, before we hit the main card, why don't you go hit up WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have affiliate links to sports books. You can use any of those affiliate links. You can sign up, make an account. After you do that, we will get paid commission. And after we get our commission, we will give you $50. It's very simple. Just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10. Nope. You'll get $50. Oh my God. I'm saying all the things. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, you'll get paid. Then WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. You will unlock the safety parlay. I'm very proud of the safety parlay. People want a dog. Oh, but the odds for this. Oh, the odds. Shut the fuck up. First of all, UFC Vegas 106 was plus 109 safety parlay. The UFC Vegas 107 was a plus 114 safety parlay. It's not my fault that Macy Barber couldn't fight, so they took that away. The safety parlay, one single bet. It's just one of many, but it's the most stable bet in this space. You will never find anybody that puts up one bet that hits at the accuracy that mine hits at. And this week's safety parlay, the number of people saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I told you, there's a bet on the board already. I am promoting it to safety parlay. I said that when I put it up. I said it in the Discord. This will probably be the safety parlay. I'm just sticking around for some more props. Once they announced that Ricky Simone got a new opponent, I'm like, let me look. And then they said it was Cameron Smotherman. I'm like, I'm not going to do safety parlay with him. So the bet that's on there now, it's minus 155, I believe. That is your safety parlay. I'll update the website.
How about, did you happen to see Jekka's walk into that fucking hat he was wearing? Oh my God.
No, but he's just
Holy
so fucking
shit,
bad
that
at
thing was
fighting.
like, we couldn't tell if he was the Pope or a fucking KKK member. I don't know. That'd been a wild KKK member. Isn't that a Key and Peele skit when they're undercover? Or is that a Dave Chappelle when he's a member of the KKK and he's like at a fucking
Dave
rally,
Chappelle.
whatever.
He's blind. He's blind.
Oh yeah,
He's blind. He doesn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he says he hates black people or everybody. He doesn't realize because he doesn't realize he's black or whatever.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. What was his name? I forget his name. Yeah, I forget his name. I used to know his name. I mean, that's an all-time.
Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah, Clayton Bigsby. Yeah. Yes, an all-time Chappelle skit. That's unbelievable. Listen, on the website, people like the focus of the bets, and I get it. You want to show up, copy paste, make some money, move on with your life, which for the most part you can do, especially if you're tailing Bet Sam and the safety parlay and Jacob's lock of the week. Jacob's lock of the week won't hit every week, but when you're betting plus 200
That's
odds.
the shit I'm talking about. Every chance you get to fucking throw me down a flight of stairs. Unreal. I'm sitting here doing the best I can, coming off one of the greatest lock of the weeks of all time, and Angel, the first thing out of his fat fucking mouth is, it's not going to hit. Hey, not going to hit every week.
And then the next thing was, but when you're betting at those odds, you don't need to hit everyone to be long-term profitable, as Jacob and the lock of the week are. Very simple. Very straightforward.
Watch this. It's my bad. Go.
How funny would it be if like that fucked up the stream somehow? Like when they trick those gamers into doing Alt F4 or whatever, their whole shit just shuts down.
Yeah, you've never been tricked with anything.
It's very hard to trick.
I swallow cum.
That's reading. That's not a trick. I was reading something. They didn't trick me. They wrote something. I read it. Excuse me for reading. Website's got a ton of shit. Fight Simulator, Tape Index, an optimizer. We have an app. You don't need the app, but we have an app. And if you have the app and you got notifications turned on, we'll send you a notification when we place bets. I sent you a notification 20 minutes, not even, before this stream started. I placed 3 more bets. All 3 of those bets went right to your phone instantly. And if you become a premium member at WeWantPicks.com, you will,
What are you laughing at?
Yeah, I should clip you saying that.
Oh, I swallow cum. I'll say, oh, I swallow cum.
He didn't do it like that. You said it for real. We have
what was that? Hold on a second.
We have
Hold on a second. I want to hear a little bit more of that voice.
The cat voice? No.
Hold on a second.
have-
No, keep going. I want you to say what you're about to say, but say it in that little voice. It's fucking Pride Month. Be a little homosexual for once, Angela. Well, not for once, but get a little zesty with us. Come on.
I was sent to church and camps to get rid of that. So when it bubbles back up, I can't.
Zest.
I can't lead into
Come
it.
on.
There are no Apex cards on the horizon. Just $10 for the entire month. That month will give you access to UFC Atlanta, UFC Baku, UFC 317, and where the hell is the Derek Lewis fights? Like UFC, I don't know, some other city.
Nashville, isn't it?
Is it Nashville? I thought Nashville, but then I was like, I don't think
it's
they were
Nashville.
just in Nashville. Surprised if they're already back.
Oh, bullshit.
I mean, maybe it is Nashville, but all those cards, safety parlay for all of them, picks for all of them, bets for all of them, tools for every single one of them. And we will be filming a vlog for the pay-per-view, as we always do. In the vlogs, we read mail, we open packages, we do all the things. If you want to send a package, write a letter. It's We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas,
Nashville.
75078. There we go, Nashville.
It is Nashville. It's Nashville. We say Nashville. If you're
Nobody
from
says
Indiana, we say Nashville.
Nobody says that.
How do you say the capital of Kentucky?
Is it Louisville? Louisville?
Louisville. It's Louisville.
I will be at UFC 317. Jacob will be at UFC Atlanta. If you see me at UFC 317, I'll buy you a drink. A sincere offer. Just want to say thank you to anybody who watches the channel. If you like, you subscribe. You don't even have to tell me your premium status. The biggest anomaly or the funniest thing.
You don't even have to tell me your premium.
Well, that's okay. You jump down before I finish. The funniest thing about anytime I meet anybody out in the wild, the first thing they do is say, I'm a premium member, or I'm not a. If you're not a premium member, you don't have to say. It's okay. I'll get you a drink. Say hi. I appreciate you. And the only way I know how to show it is A, make premium membership as good as possible, and B, buy you a drink. Let's go ahead and break down this card. Opening up the UFC Atlanta main card, we have Alonzo Menifield taking on Oumar Sy. Alonzo Menifield 16-5 in his career, 3-2. In his last 5, he's coming off that decision win over short notice UFC debut Julius Walker. He's taking on Oumar Sy, 11-0 in his career, undefeated, and he is looking for his 3rd UFC win. Alonzo Menifield is a guy that we are very familiar with. He's got a ton of power, typically very good takedown defense. He's always looking to take your head off with every single punch. Because he's throwing so hard, he can be a little wild at times, a little overextended at times, but he hits hard. He's got good takedown defense. The power is undeniable. He comes forward. He is the aggressor for the most part. He is coming off that decision win over short notice Julius Walker. He's taking on Oumar Sy. Oumar Sy is a beast. At least at this point in his career, he has the potential to be a beast. He is a walking highlight reel of knockouts. He's got big slams. He's very explosive. He can grapple. He can strike. He's mostly dangerous as a striker, though. He has 8 finishes in his 11 wins. The highlights are absolutely incredible. If you run through a highlight reel of this guy, he's picking people up, he's tossing them around, he's knocking people out with one punch. He's doing all of the things. Anytime we get an undefeated prospect, you got to be a little bit weary, but they're doing the right thing. They're slowly building him up. Alonzo's the logical next step. What the hell are we laughing at? So what is the capital of Kentucky? The funniest part about that is I didn't think it was Louisville, but because you were like, how do you pronounce it? I was like, he must be wanting me to say Louisville.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
It's Lexington, you fucking dope shit. Lexington, Kentucky. You muppet ass. It's Lexington. If it's not Lexington, then I am the stupid one. But it's got to be Lexington, Kentucky.
It's Frankfurt.
Is it? Capital. It's Frankfurt, you dumb shit. Lexington, moron.
There is a lot of weird capitals that you wouldn't expect. Honestly, is Austin the capital of Texas?
It is.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah, that one's a logical one.
Is it, though? I would have probably said Dallas. Just because. It just seems... What's the capital of New York?
Albany.
Yeah, there you go. See,
middle of fucking nowhere. Not New York. Not New York, New York. Yeah.
What's the capital of Indiana?
Is it Indianapolis?
Yeah, stupid ass. Of course it is.
Oh, there's only one city in that.
What's the capital of Illinois?
Chicago.
No.
What is it?
Isn't it Peoria?
Shut the fuck up. All right, listen.
Look up Illinois, not fucking Chicago, dumbass.
Is it Peoria? Illinois capital.
Oh, it's Springfield. That's right.
Springfield, yeah.
Yeah. Can we fucking break down a fight?
My neighbor he's knocking on my window and it's fucking... Do you hear it?
Like the stranger shit? Yeah. Is he masked?
Jesus Christ.
The fuck is he doing? Shoot him in the face. You're allowed to do that in Texas. You literally could just shoot him right in the face. Let's go viral here. We could literally change our lives right now if you go grab your gun and shoot him straight in the fucking face.
He's walking away like he's walking away like he did something to that motherfucker.
Literally.
Anyway,
you could just and we'll go viral.
Oh God.
Streamer defends his home versus home invader while
versus
live streaming.
peeping Tom neighbor. Streamer versus peeping Tom neighbor.
Yeah, what other windows was he looking in first?
Yeah, that is true. Does he have a ladder? Looking at my daughter's window. I'm picking Oumar. I think Oumar wins this fight. The odds indicate that he wins this fight. I don't sing I mooned you, but a car came, is what he just texted me. Well, I'm going to check the cameras.
Happy, that's what we're talking about. It's Pride Month. And
I got a fucking ton of cameras outside, so it won't
wait,
take
hold
very
on a
long
second.
to pull
Can
this
you
picture.
wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna play a little detective here. Angelo was, the Roger Rabbit detective here. But does he have a timestamp on when the ass cheeks were exposed to the window? Because it feels like if people watch this back, it could be when you hit, not that, it could have been that, but I'm talking about when you just randomly got real zesty out of nowhere. I think out of the corner of your eye, you saw some ass, and all of a sudden you just kind of went into it, and you were just like, and all of a sudden it slipped a little bit because you saw it, and it slipped out.
Listen, I'm picking Oumar. He should win this fight. Very confident in him. What do you think? While I check my cameras for my neighbor's ass crack. And what do I hear in the background? Do you just leave a TV on?
24/7, 365. I like to.
Do you really?
Hell yeah, I do. I don't like silence.
You're afraid of the dark?
I just like to have background stuff. I don't like to just sit in silence. I like to just kind of, as I'm moving around the house, I usually just have a.
Have you tried
thing going.
making
in the
friends?
morning? In the. You're my friend.
I'd love to come over. You don't invite me over. I'll talk. Invite me over. I'll be the background noise.
Yeah, I'll make you make some noise.
Okay.
If you want to come over, I'll make you make some fucking noise.
Okay.
You ever been to bed before?
I'm checking one of many cameras for this ass crack picture. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like Oumar Sy in this one. He's gonna be a big motherfucker in there. There's no doubt about that. I just like his well-roundedness. Angelo touched on the. Angelo's touched on a lot of things, especially this month. But he touched on the big knockouts. He's a well-rounded guy. He's got knockouts. He's got submissions. He's got decision wins. You saw that last fight. He kind of settled into the fight. If this guy was a first round knockout prospect that's coming in on a big moment pay-per-view against a guy, Alonzo Menifield, it's kind of been there, done that against some high-level competition. I would worry, especially in 2025, where those people have kind of fallen off the wagon here as the cards have kind of progressed. But Oumar Sy he can do everything. He can strike if he needs to strike. He can take people down. He can win decisions. He can do it all, and you're really invested in that ass.
I've got the walking to my window, walking away to the window. Now I got to go to a different camera for the actual window, but got him. Save that for later. You picked Oumar? Is that what happened?
Yeah, Oumar. Yeah, I picked Oumar.
Oumar. Kumar.
What
All
movie
right,
is that, Angelo?
Harold and Kumar.
Which one?
Is that Guantanamo Bay?
Even when you're right, you find a way to be wrong, dude.
Which one was it? Christmas?
Yeah, it was Christmas, man. You were right. You got it. Nailed it.
It was just the original one? Original flavor, Harold and Kumar? How many are there? There's not 4.
You ever been to a no pants party?
No. We're both on Oumar Sy, $9,500 in DraftKings Fantasy. He probably scores that. Alonzo's a guy that, while he is durable, he is a guy that can get himself into a little bit of trouble, and he will strike and look for a finish. So I think striking with Oumar will give Oumar the opportunity to find that spot. Potentially does find the spot.
We owe Alonzo Menifield a lot of credit because he was brought out the comedy for the first time on this show.
Literally did. Quite literally did do that. This was a very different show before we broke down Alonzo Menifield and William Knight.
And William Knight and Angelo was oodling, oddling over there.
That was you.
Speaking of Zesty Ange.
Yeah.
If you guys go rewatch the, I don't know if are they still up there. I don't even know.
It's should be. That's like 4 years old at this point.
Nick just he resent that, didn't he? Or did he send it to both of us? I think he sent that at some point, like in the last few months or whatever. But
that clip,
yeah,
was it a memory or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like I think he resent that or something. But that was pretty funny when I was just like, those bodies.
If you guys don't know, if you're newer here, a couple of years ago, we were filming Alonzo Menifield versus William Knight. Jacob made the graphics at that point in time. At that point in time, there was also 4 of us. It was me, Jacob, Nick Newell, and Dan. And the 4 of us are filming the breakdown, and it was very serious. Like, we took it incredibly serious.
Angelo would always give me strict instructions. Don't be funny. Nobody's laughing. We got blah, 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 blah.
And then Jacob was like talking about, he did the graphics at the time. So it's jacked Alonzo Menifield, jacked William Knight. If you don't remember what that dude looked like. Did you find it?
No.
I was doing Next Up back then. And then we're like, Jacob, what do you think of this fight? He goes, I don't know, man. I spent about 4 hours staring at these graphics, sweating. Like, it was just this whole disgusting.
Broke the ice for the first time. Nick and Dan were laughing. You were laughing.
It was hilarious. Yeah. And now we can't get through a stream in under 3 hours. So really, thank you, Alonzo, for all of you done.
Jacob is a little homosexual today. Yeah, I'm the one that stood up and was jerking off.
We're both on the Oumar side, and we both think $9,500 in DraftKings Fantasy may be worth it. If you do want to check out all of the tools, and you never have before, I encourage you to do so. If you've never had access to a fight simulator, I promise you, there's only like 3 of them on the internet. One of them costs $100 a month. Ours is $10, and it's included with everything else. WeWantPicks.com. Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we got Cody Brundage taking on Mansur Abdul Malik. Cody Brundage, 11-6 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that knockout win over Julian Marquez, taking on Mansur Abdul Malik, 8-0 in his career, undefeated, 5-0 in his last 5, coming off back-to-back knockout wins in the UFC. Here's the reality of this fight. Cody Brundage is a very dangerous fighter. He is also a very skilled fighter. I have never trained with him. I've never spent time training with him. I've never talked to anybody who has trained with him. But I've spent enough time in enough rooms to know that Cody Brundage is probably one of the best training partners in that room because he's a middle-of-the-road size kind of guy. You can train with the lighter guys, train with the bigger guys. He's fast, he's powerful, he's athletic, he can wrestle, he can strike. He can do all the things. Does that always translate to every single one of his fights? No, it does not. But Cody Brundage is a guy that if you give him the opportunity, he can connect with a big punch. If you engage in a scramble, he could potentially out-wrestle. We watched him launch Bo Nickel off of him on that takedown attempt. The knock on Cody is that when things go a little bit longer and they get a little bit tougher, all of those skills, the speed, the durability, all of that tends to fade as the fight goes on. He's taking on Mansur Abdul Malik. He's a little young in his MMA career. While he does have 8 fights, he hasn't been doing it very long. He's a very good grappler. He has college wrestling experience, and he does what you expect a pretty high-level athlete to do. He's a big, powerful guy that's got heavy hands. His takedowns are good. He can wrestle. He also is durable. We watched him almost get knocked out by Nick Klein. Nick Klein is a jiu-jitsu nerd. So on one hand, he almost got knocked out by a jiu-jitsu nerd. Terrible, insanely frustrating, ridiculous. He got caught with a spinning back elbow, or maybe it was just spinning back fist, spinning back forearm, actually. I think it was in between the two. And that was a problem to watch, and it was very frustrating. But the reality is he didn't fall. He didn't quit. He was able to gut that out and then find the finish in the next round. And it's because of that. That is quite literally the reason why I am picking Mansur here, because Cody Brundage is dangerous early. But after watching Mansur get cracked and end up in some trouble and still gut it out, makes me think that more of the same could happen here. He could get cracked early. Cody could have him in trouble, and Mansur could potentially work his way through it. I'm going to pick Mansur Abdul Malik. I think these odds are starting to get far too wide. He is an undefeated UFC prospect, and this has not been the year for those guys. So no bet for me. He's too unproven for parlays. The odds are too wide for anything else. This should be a really fun. Every Cody Brundage fight is a fun fight. This one should be no different, but I do think Mansur is going to get it done. And I did hate to see him get hit, but I did like to see him recover and find a finish in that fight. What do you think, Jacob?
Guys, I'm just going to try and be even more clear than I was in my quick pick video, because honestly, Angelo, I thought I was pretty clear in my quick pick video.
You usually are clear in these picks.
I stood here and I waved my hands like this, just in case people are just kind of skipping around. Like, stop the video right here, guys. Disclaimer. I promise you guys, I'm always open and honest when I'm a bias pick. I say, this is a bias pick, okay? Cody Brundage is a friend of mine. I'm not going to fucking pick against my friend. I went to his last fight. I was there. I talked to him after the fight. I met him for the first time in Tampa. I interact with him all the time, almost every week. I've talked to him about this fight. I've brainstormed with him about this fight. He is a fucking friend of mine. I'm going to UFC Atlanta because of Cody Brundage to watch him, a friend of mine, in this fight. So he is going to be my pick in this fight, because when you have friends, that's what you do. I'm not going to sit here and pick the guy. Now I'm going to break down the fight as I can see this fight. Is it a biased breakdown? Yes, it's a fucking bias breakdown. There's somebody left a full fucking paragraph that was like, I understand picking your friend, but I can't believe that you would try to, I don't know even what the fuck that guy was even saying. It's like, I mean, it's a bias fucking pick, but I'm telling you right now, these odds are crazy. This image of Mansur that people have is a little bit insane to me. This guy isn't a one-punch powerful knockout guy. This guy isn't a come forward, shoot takedowns like crazy type of guy. This isn't an in-your-face pressure type of guy. And maybe he changes a game plan and he brings it in against Cody. Let me first off by saying this. If Cody pulls an Anthony Smith and he's against the fence on his knees or on his back and Mansur is on top of him, he's going to get his fucking head beat in. Angelo, would you agree with that? If he's on his knees like this, that's how Mansur beats people. I know that. Cody knows that. His team knows that. Angelo knows that. Mansur knows that. Every single fucking idiot in the world knows that if Mansur is on top of Cody, he's probably going to get his fucking head beat in. The goal is to not end up in that situation. And Cody is good enough to not end up in that situation. Mansur's a good wrestler. Cody's a good fucking wrestler. He knows how to fucking wrestle. He's been in some situations before in past fights, but he's kind of overcome that obstacle mentally in that last fight. Because I was in attendance thinking the exact same thing that everyone else was thinking during that Julian Marquez fight. Oh, fuck. Here we go again. He started getting hit against the fence, and it was like, oh no. I was filming the fight. I literally put my phone down because I was like, fuck, man. Like, come on, man. Like, I was just like, please, man, just figure this fucking thing out. It's a mental hurdle with people, right? You get in those positions, and you just default to what you always have. And with Cody, it always has been. He gets in a position, and he just can't get out of that position mentally. In this situation with Julian Marquez, boom. Flip the script, realize he can find and work his way out of those positions and find that knockout win. He is a more confident fighter. He is coming into this fight with a very high self-belief, which I believe he should. He's going to be the faster striker. Mansur comes forward and lunges through without footwork with these big shots that he's not even really a big, powerful guy. People think he's got one-punch power, like Cody can't stand in front of this guy. He's standing TKO'd his last opponent after almost getting knocked out himself. He's not flatlining people. He gets them on the ground, and he fucking beats their brains in, but he's not shooting takedowns. He's waiting for people to shoot takedowns on him, and he's a good counter wrestler. But this guy just dropped my fucking Coke Zero all over the place, but that's okay. We keep it going. Cody is going to be the faster striker. He's going to be the more powerful striker as far as like straight one-punch power. Cody hurts almost every single person he fights. Even in fights that he loses, he's fucking dropping people. Cody can handle the wrestling of Mansur. And if you don't engage in the wrestling with Mansur, he's not shooting these singles. He's waiting for people to do these counter wrestling. And Cody knows. The point of emphasis is if you get in that position, you got to get back to your fucking feet. You got to get back to space. And Cody Brundage is going to keep it space. He's going to take his time. And when Mansur starts getting a little bit frustrated and telegraphs those big shots, because he's not sitting here throwing a nice little jab, and then he's got a decent jab, but he's not setting up combinations and throwing a three-punch combination. It's a jab, jab, big right hand. Jab, big right hand. Cody knows what's coming. This is a biased pick. People are going to say, oh, you're a fucking idiot, Jacob, all this stuff. He is a friend of mine, but he's going to win this fight. I put my money where my mouth is. I bet Cody. I had fucking almost $4,000 on him in his last fight. We're going to have money on him again in this fight. I believe in my friend. He's going to come in as the second biggest underdog on this card. He's going to shock the world. People don't realize how much of an athlete Cody Brundage is. You saw some flashes of it with the Bo Nickel fight and stuff like that. This guy knows how to wrestle. He's got big power. He's starting to settle into being a fighter. I'm telling you guys, I know you guys fucking dog on Cody and Cody Bumdidge and all that stuff, and he's a quitter and all this stuff. This guy's a great fucking dude with a great fucking family, beautiful daughters, all this stuff. And he's gonna finally make a name for himself, and all these haters are gonna come around and really enjoy Cody Brundage. He's gonna win this fight. I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna go out and celebrate afterwards, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it should be an exciting fight. No matter what, fights that both these guys are actually both always in exciting fights, so it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to the fight itself. I'm not gonna bet on Mansur, although I did pick him, and quite literally, you just can't trust these massive, unproven underdogs or prospects in 2025. You just can't. He was in some trouble last time. Gutting through it was very nice to see. That is why I am pretty confident in him here. But the reality is you just don't know exactly what you're going to get. Mansur is my pick. Cody is obviously Jacob's pick, but if you want to split the difference, if you want to use the tiebreak, you want to see what the artificial intelligence has to say. Artificial intelligence has literally zero bias whatsoever, but it'll tell you who it thinks wins using historical data, insight information. It'll bring in grappling stats and striking stats and past fights and everything else that it can bring in to run that algorithm and do whatever the hell an artificial intelligence does. It's actually a neural net, something or other. It'll give you its pick for this fight and every other fight, not only on this card, but for 4 cards. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we have another Cody. We have 3 Codys on this card. All 3 of these Codys are underdogs, and
Cody Parlay, I already played it.
Triple C. We've got Cody Garbrandt taking on Hani Barcelos. Cody Garbrandt, 14-6 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5 years, coming off that submission loss to Davison Figueiredo, taking on Hani Barcelos, 19-5 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that ridiculous upset win over Peyton Talbot, where Peyton was like a minus 1,200 favorite in that fight. Cody Garbrandt, we've talked about him many, many times before. The challenge with breaking down Cody Garbrandt is, am I breaking down who Cody Garbrandt is today or who he used to be? And that is the challenge, because if we talk about who he used to be, he was one of the best bantamweights that have ever walked the face of the earth. The performance that he had, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? The performance that he had, this is so distracting. The performance that he had when he won the belt was insane. In that performance, he was able to defend the takedowns against Dominic Cruz, get his own takedowns against Dominic Cruz, have spectacular striking against Dominic Cruz. And that version of Cody, the one with spectacular boxing, the one with, I'm going to sneeze. Head, oh God. Head, oh God. Head. I got
Bless
through it.
you.
Thank you so much. How does he, okay. That Cody Brundage, the one with the good offensive wrestling, the good takedown defense, the incredible boxing, the speed, the accuracy, and the power, that Cody can beat almost anybody at any given time. We haven't had that Cody in a while. That Cody has sort of been hit or miss, plagued with injuries, gets a little too aggressive, gets a little chinny at times. But now he's in a matchup where it's not necessarily a fight where he has to truly worry about his chin, but he does have to worry about the wrestling. He's taking on Hani Barcelos. Hani Barcelos is aging, but he is still a very well-rounded fighter who can get wins at this level. Striking-wise.
Jesus, man. Get your life under control.
I'm not the one who got up in the middle of work to go get himself a sweet treat. Hani Barcelos
keep him right under your desk.
is a 5-time Brazilian national champion wrestler. He averages around 2 takedowns per fight. He has his own takedown defense at 82%. And his striking is pretty good as well. If he can get his takedowns, he can dominate. If he can't, then, well, it's going to be a very different fight. He is coming off that win over Peyton Talbot where he got the takedowns. He came forward. He had 8 takedowns in that fight. There were a few moments here or there where he was in a little bit of trouble, but it was very clear that Peyton Talbot couldn't defend a single takedown to save his life. And that win was statistically the biggest win of the year so far. He was handily beating an undefeated prospect, and it reminds people of how good of a wrestler Hani actually is. I do think this fight is different because while Peyton Talbot was exposed, I don't think Cody will be. At one point in time, he was quite literally the most skilled bantamweight on planet Earth. I think Cody's striking is going to be a little cleaner, a little faster. I think his footwork's going to be a little too good. Hopefully, he avoids the wrestling. Getting taken down by Figgy and then submitted is honestly not great at all. But I do think he'll be able to avoid that here. I mean, I think Cody's going to win. It's my last time picking Cody. If he can't win this fight, then he does need to be cut. At this point, it doesn't matter what he accomplished. Like, Hani Barcelos is definitely 40 plus years old. I don't care what the stats say. Cody needs to be able to win these fights because if we look at Cody, the dude is only 33. He is only 33 years old. He seems older than he is because he had a few of those chinny type matchups. He's accomplished so much already, but I'm going to go with the younger, the faster, the harder hitting Cody Garbrandt. He has multiple ways to win this fight. Hani only has one, and that's the wrestling. Cody Garbrandt's the pick. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, this to me feels like it's going to be like the Cody Garbrandt, I forgot even in my quick pick, but Trevin Jones.
Giles. Yeah, Jones.
The Trevin Jones fight. I think that was at 285. I was at that fight. It was a boring fight, but Cody did what he needed to do, and that was just kind of dance around the outside, pick him apart, and I think he even used his own offensive wrestling. Cody at his base is a wrestler. People kind of forget he was a high school wrestler. He knows how to wrestle. He can offensive wrestle. He can defensive wrestle. I know he's exposed a little bit by Figgy. I think that was kind of a one-off there. Big octagon footwork. Peyton Talbot is a tall, flat-footed, straight up and down guy that, I mean, Hani was going to be able to get to his legs no matter what Peyton was going to do. It's just whether he was able to sprawl out of those situations. Hani's going to have an issue finding Cody Garbrandt. I mean, the footwork, the left, the right, the dance around the outside. Cody can do that for 15 minutes pretty fucking easily. So I like Cody Garbrandt here, honestly. I'm surprised that the odds are widening as much as they are. I think he was plus 165 or something. I don't know if they've closed any more than that, but obviously going to have the hand speed. The chin's always a concern, but in this fight, I think he just withstands the wrestling, touches him up, and I think it's a boring decision win for Mr. Garbrandt.
I agree. I don't think Honey's got the danger on the feet like Figgy does. And not that mattered too much, but Figgy's got the danger on the feet and phenomenal jiu-jitsu, where Honey Barcelos is more wrestler than anything. Obviously, there is some jiu-jitsu there, and the striking is technical, but he doesn't have the big one-punch power. He doesn't have, the wild submission threats.
He's kind of like that Angelo Bodetti of the bantamweights.
Okay, I mean, sure.
Just an old, washed-up, half-ass wrestler.
5-time Brazilian national champion coming off the biggest upset of the year. Done. I'll take it. $7,700 in DraftKings Fantasy for Cody Garbrandt. The risk there is if he doesn't find a knockout, he's likely not going to offensively wrestle. So now, to Jacob's point, it might be a boring Trevin Jones type fight where he's just avoiding chaos, dancing around the outside, pitter-pattering his way, landing when he can. Hani is a pretty durable guy. We watched him get knocked out by Oumar, but that's Oumar. Cody's going to be my pick. Bet-wise, I've got 2 other bets on underdogs on this card. I don't know if I'm going to quite pull the trigger on the Cody one because the wrestling is just so dominant. And if Hani is all in on the wrestling, I mean, you'll know in the first couple of minutes if Cody wins this fight. If he defends those takedowns, we're good to go. If he's taken down pretty easily once, okay, well, don't. So I recommend watching this one live, placing your bets then. If you do want to check out the bets that we do have on this card, WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. It's $10. You unlock literally every single thing instantly on the spot. Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Edmen Shahbazyan taking on Andre Petroski. This is another tricky fight where I keep going back and forth between the favorite and the underdog. This is also a fight where I think just tracking lists of picks is the dumbest thing you could ever do. It is absolutely useless and stupid to just go pick by pick. Well, he picked Shahbazyan and Shahbazyan lost. But did you bet Shahbazyan? What did you say in that pick? Because picks, analysis, bets, those are all very different things. Edmen Shahbazyan is 14-5 in his career. He is 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. He's taken on Andre Petroski, 13-3 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is on a 3-fight win streak. Edmen Shahbazyan's a very good striker. He's the type of guy that people talked about for years, never quite lived up to that potential. He's very well-rounded. He has impressive kicks. He does get taken down a good amount because he plants hard and he throws hard. On the ground, he doesn't have a ton to offer, but he is good enough to not be submitted and he can scramble pretty well. He has solid offensive wrestling, which isn't going to matter much in this fight. He's coming off that knockout win over Dylan Budka. He's taking on Andre Petroski. Andre Petroski's a good wrestler. He's got very good takedowns. His stand-up, the striking, is just okay. There's power shots all over the place, but it's not technical at all. He's got BJJ as well, but he uses it mostly to control, to hang out. He is coming off his own win, but his was a striking win over Rodolfo Vieira. The reality is, I do think Edmen can win this fight. It wasn't that long ago that Andre Petroski was knocking himself out shooting takedowns. Knocking himself out shooting takedowns. We watched Michelle Pajeda absolutely steamroll.
Didn't you knock yourself out at a buffet on the sneeze guard one time?
It wasn't the sneeze guard. Somebody had spilled the sweet and sour sauce, and I was wearing Crocs, and they were in sport mode, and I slipped out of the Croc, and as I fell back, I hit my head on the. It's not a sneeze guard. It's more of a, you don't want dust and dander. So I hit my head. So I slipped. Correct. Listen, Edmund Shabazian is going to be my pick. Am I going to bet on him? No, that'd be crazy because Petrosky's a very good underdog here. Petrosky's got his own big power. He can get takedowns. But I do think Edmund's striking is going to be good. He is rangy. He does have power. And if he lands a few clean shots, all that's going to do is get Petrosky worried, and he's going to be shooting shots from farther and farther away because he doesn't want to engage. But he has to land those few shots, because if he doesn't land those and Petrosky gets a little bit of confidence, starts to let his hands go and then shoot, then we're kind of screwed here. So I'm going to pick Shabazian. I'm not betting on it. I'm just picking it because I think he's the more dangerous of the two, and I think he's the better striker. But Petrosky is not nothing, and I'm surprised these odds are as wide as they are. So if I get the pick wrong and you're going to bitch about it, sorry, man. My bad. I didn't bet on it. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I bet Edmund by knockout. I got it plus 200. It's like plus 140 now. I mean, he touches people and he fucking hurts people. And Andre is too comfortable in the strike. He's not a very good striker, but he's comfortable there. He overswings. He throws heavy. He was getting touched up by Rodolfo. A lot of people thought Rodolfo kind of won that fight. If this is a standing fight, which I think it is going to be, Edmund's probably going to knock this guy out. If Andre's able to get an early takedown, which he definitely could, and just wet blankets this guy, which we've seen before. Andre has no issue.
Did it against Dylan Budka. It was the most boring fight we ever saw in our life.
Right. I mean, he has no issue with just kind of just fucking literally just laying on somebody, not chasing anything, not doing any type of anything. So, I definitely see where you're coming from, where you're picking Edmund, but there's stipulations attached to that. But.
That was a funny comment. I laughed at your joke. What the fuck? Now laughing at your jokes is problematic?
What? I didn't even make a joke. What was the joke, Angelo?
You said my pick had stipulations.
It's just the facts. Is it not facts?
It was not a fact. There were no stipulations on the pick. That's the pick. I said,
yeah, but you're like, oh yeah, picks are. There's different levels to picks. There's stipulations to picks, Angelo. I don't know why you thought that was funny.
I thought it was funny. It's a joke.
You made a joke. It was not a joke. I'm trying to this is what the people in the chat are kind of getting a little bit.
Oh, they're fed up.
To say it they're getting a little pissed off because they're like, let's get with the breakdowns. Let's keep it professional. I'm literally trying to give a professional breakdown about Edmund Shabazian with a callback. People are going to be like, oh, Jacob was on his phone not paying attention. I heard every word he fucking said. I'm trying to give a callback to Angelo saying, this is why. Trying to double down and help you out. And you're sitting here fucking giggling because your drug use.
Okay. We can't. I'm well past that. I don't partake, never have.
Have you seen the videos of the people that call their friends or whatever just to wish them good night?
Yeah.
And there's always the ones that are like, you okay?
Yeah.
I guarantee if I did that, if I called you and we're like, hey, man.
Oh, I'd be very nervous.
Yeah.
I would think that's the last call I'm ever getting from you.
Yeah. There's a few phone calls you can tell. They're like, where are you right now? Where are you? Hold on a second.
I gotta call my mom. We really just waiting for you to make a phone call? Hold on one sec. Hello?
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Just sitting here. It's about 10 to 10, and just want to wish you good night, man.
You good, dude? What's going on? Where are you? You didn't get McDonald's again, did you? Was this the same? Was this the same delivery guy from the last McDonald's thing?
Just ate some Reese cups and just thought I'd say good night, man.
Why don't we FaceTime? Let's FaceTime. Why don't we FaceTime? Make sure you're okay. He didn't answer.
Did I give my breakdown? Oh, I was in my middle of my breakdown, and then you started giggling. I forgot about that. I took Edmund by KO because I've always been kind of an Andre Petroski hater. If he lays on him, he lays on him. But at this day striking, Edmund showed. I mean, he's got some really fucking striking. Budka just came in, Dylan Budka just came in and got fucking smoked. Tried to throw a little right hand, and that little step off pull right hand by Edmund was fucking precise, and that thing was fucking heavy too. So I took Edmund by KO plus 200, and we'll live with the results.
Listen, can I get credit for that McDonald's callback? That was unbelievable.
I don't think anybody knows what you're talking about.
No, but you do, and it was a very good joke.
I don't know.
So Jacob got
Someone
McDonald's.
said I had cold McDonald's yesterday. Shit was barely eatable. I don't think I'm ever going again. Can we do a little bit of a sidebar here? I know you've been kind of going off in your tangents kind of all night. If you don't mind.
Sure, yeah, love it.
I got Chick-fil-A the other night, and I realized that it's not the Chick-fil-A that is good. It's like the sauces. I get their barbecue sauce with their nuggets. They did not give me any barbecue sauce. I was not at my house, which I have a drawer full of Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce, so I had to eat the fucking nuggets without the sauce, and I realized these aren't even that good.
I listen, if you said that about Cane's, I'd be on board. Chick-fil-A sandwiches are good. I don't put sauce on Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They're good.
You don't listen to a fucking thing I said.
You said nuggets. You said nuggets. Yeah, you said nuggets. But you said your first statement was Chick-fil-A is not very good. Now Cane's, that chicken itself is not very good. That's entirely the sauce. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, it's just chicken. It's not like it's seasoned. It's not crazy.
It's unseasoned fried chicken. Yeah. It's just battered and fried, but it's not seasoned. I
Who the fuck gets nuggets, you child?
Grow the fuck up.
No, I'm with them. Nuggets is wild.
Oh.
You like actively choose to order. Oh, can I get 10 piece?
It's 12 piece.
That is kind of
crazy.
crazy.
8 or 12. You get more chicken with a 12 piece than you do with a sandwich. Tell you that. Count it up.
Probably sheer volume of
who's
chicken.
Who's a little bitch now?
Oh, I need lettuce. I need lettuce.
I'm here for just meat and I'm eating meat and potatoes. You guys eat.
I want a tomato. I want lettuce. Maybe put some onions.
I am meat and potatoes. I'm a child for being meat and potatoes. Yeah, that's what I thought. And a fucking sweet tea because I'm a fucking Southern man.
Because I like my tea sweet. I go spicy chicken deluxe. Great sandwich.
Nobody is surprised.
It has lettuce and tomato. It's delicious. That the argument you just made, like, oh, so there's more chicken in it, whatever. I make that argument when I drink wine, and everybody wants to call me gay for drinking wine. And it's like, you're drinking beer with 4% alcohol, 4.5% alcohol. This is 16% alcohol. I am drinking more than you by volume.
Step on your drink.
What? What?
That's just the reality.
What? Old women step on your drink? Oh, to make wine? Are you describing the winemaking process?
But it's not gay.
They step on the ingredients. Oh, sorry, I like feet. Sorry, I like bath water. Like, what's her name?
Has your mom ever done that?
Made wine? My grandparents did. My parents never had, but my grandparents used to make it in the basement, stepping on grapes. And it was like, homemade wine is like chunky. Like, even if it's filtered, it's got a weird texture.
You should do with the girls
settles
sometime?
And sentiment.
Oh, wait, you did do it.
Do what?
You made ice cream.
I made a slushy, not ice cream.
Is that with the ball where you're throwing the ball around? Who
What?
was that?
That wasn't me. We made the slushies. I never made ice cream.
You should make ice cream with the girls. It's fun. It's fucking hard work, but it's fucking good. Homemade ice cream is unreal.
They make the little
grinders.
Machine now. Yeah.
Yeah, a little grind. You add the ice and the salt and the ice and salt. And you gotta fucking just grind it forever.
Cream, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking just grind.
I should do that with the girl. You're like, you know what? I'll do it with him. I'll do it with him. I'll come over. I'll do it with him. Uncle Jacob made ice cream. No, I'm not even gonna make that.
What?
Next up at UFC Atlanta, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Rose Namajunas taking on Miranda Maverick. Rose Namajunas, 13-7 in her career, only 2-3 in her last 5. She is coming off that decision loss to Erin Blanchfield. She's taking on Miranda Maverick, 15-5 in her career, 4-1. Oh boy. 4-1 in her last 5. She is riding a 4-fight win streak, and this is a pretty interesting matchup because Rose Namajunas is the former champion of the world at one weight class below this. So she's moved up in weight to try to repeat that success. And even at this weight class, she has had a good amount of success. The only 2 losses at this weight class are to the current world champion and the last world champion challenger, who basically had a, no, Erin Blanchfield was not the current world champion. She's coming off the loss to the last world championship challenger and potentially the next world championship challenger. Rose Namajunas is a very good fighter. She's a phenomenal striker. She's got great body movement. She's got incredible footwork. She's got wrestling. She's got jiu-jitsu. She's pretty much good everywhere. The only fights she's lost at this weight class were quite literally because she was too small to hang. She's taking on Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick is a weight bully wrestler. She'll come forward, she'll get the striking going, and then immediately look to wrestle.
Shut the pickles.
I do have the pickle jar. I'll do it when you talk. It's all the way over there. Is it over there? Yeah, I'll do it when you talk. Miranda Maverick is a weight bully wrestler. If she can get the takedown, she can have some success. She struggled in her last fight with takedowns against the cage, but in the center of the octagon, she got it done. Miranda Maverick is tough. She is gritty. She will grind. But this is a very tough fight for her. This is by far the best fighter she has ever fought. Rose Namajunas, if she is dialed in, which I should expect that she is an unbelievable fighter. The issue, though, is she's quite small. Rose Namajunas is moving up in weight. She wasn't big for her original weight class. And now at this weight class, we've seen the size be somewhat problematic for her. Easy math may say, well, Erin Blanchfield was able to take Rose down a couple of times, but just go back 1 fight before that or 2 fights before that. Whenever the Tracy Cortez fight was, she struggled to take Rose down. Rose danced around, had great footwork, dotted her face up, was the much better striker, and it showed. I think this is more of the same. I think Rose's footwork is going to be the difference between winning and losing here. Yeah, I mean, Miranda is tiny considering that this isn't even Rose's weight class, but she's jacked. So the difference in size there is just sheer thickness. Rose Namajunas should use the footwork, the jab, the overall better striking to win this fight. If Miranda's trying to shoot takedowns, Rose is experienced enough to back herself all the way up to the cage and defend there. So Rose is going to be the pick. I think she gets it done. And we've seen these odds yo-yo a bit. You see it's minus 245 right now, which is obviously wider than the current odds, but it was even wider just a few days ago. So it's tightening back up a little bit. Jacob, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I mean, you have to ask yourself, is Miranda Maverick better than Tracy Cortez? Is she better than Erin Blanchfield? I was all over Erin Blanchfield in that going into that Rose fight, but I said, you just guys got to wait. You just got to wait. She's going to weather the storm, and she's going to start picking up the momentum, and that's exactly what happened. I literally was live streaming that fight, and after the first round, after the second round, people were fucking clowning me. Like, what about? I just sat there. I said, just wait, guys. You're going to see. Because I knew that Erin Blanchfield could turn on that pace, just keep that fucking momentum going, and eventually get a couple takedowns and just wear down Rose in a 5-round fight. This isn't a 5-round fight. If that fight was 3 rounds, Rose would have won the fight. She won the first 2 rounds. Tracy Cortez fight, Rose knocks down Tracy Cortez in the first round, takes Tracy Cortez down 5 times in that fight, out-grapples, out-wrestles the other wrestler. Miranda Maverick has lost to every single person that actually has a decent pulse. I mean, she lost to Macy Barber. She lost to Erin Blanchfield. She lost to Jasmine Jasdavicius. She beats a Priscilla. She beats an Andrea Lee. She beat a short-notice Deanna Barbosa. And then, a back and forth with Jamey Lynn Horth where she was getting out-grappled as well. This is a monster step up in competition for a girl like Miranda Maverick, who really hasn't shown much improvements in the striking, hasn't really shown much improvements in the wrestling to be able to go get takedowns when she needs them. She can get out wrestled. If I was Rose, I don't think it's going to happen. I would set the fucking tone and get your own takedown the first minute. And then that sets up all the striking, because now Miranda's like, holy fuck, what the fuck is going on here? I believe Rose kind of walks through her in this fight. Could find a finish. I don't know if she will kind of sit on a shot like that. She dropped Tracy Cortez. And Miranda's a tough girl. I don't want to, Miranda is a very solid fighter. She can be somebody in this division. She's still young. She's doing all that stuff. Rose is a former 2-time champ, whatever it was. It's just a major step up in competition. I mean, Rose is a way better striker. She can handle herself in the grappling against Miranda. I love Rose in this spot. I bet Rose. And that's somebody who has picked against Rose a few times. I had a mandate pass against Rose, who had some success with the wrestling and stuff as well.
Not really wrestling, throws.
Sure.
Like it's harder to defend a throw. It's harder to defend a throw.
Wrestling her as well on the ground.
Well, it was judo. It's harder to.
They went to the ground and she was out wrestling her. That's what wrestling is, Angelo.
It's grappling once it hits the ground.
Okay. Had her a little seatbelt.
Grappling.
Okay. Well, you stick a thumb up your ass and let me know how that feels.
I imagine it doesn't feel very good. Especially these thumbs. My point there was to almost reinforce yours. Amanda had some success because Amanda come blitzing in and then toss her with a headlock, where Miranda's going to shoot a traditional takedown, which is much easier to defend
and not
than worrying about the strikes and a headlock at the same time.
Bet Sam's in the chat. He picked Miranda. I have no idea what he sees in because it's not like she's not going to wear down Rose. It's not a 5-round fight where Rose is going to slow down. She's not the better striker. You think Miranda Maverick's going to just take down Rose left and right? Nobody really does that.
I don't think so. But listen, Betsam, it's hard to criticize him because he had a phenomenal week last week and he wins way more than he loses. But every now and then he gets on some weird dogs. Who did he pick? What was his dog last week? It was against the safety parlay. He picked Ribeiro, who had quite literally zero success whatsoever. But Betsam was up 4 freaking units last weekend. So sometimes he's got those reads. I'm on your side. Jacob and I are both on Rose Namajunas. $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy? No, absolutely not. No. She's not going to finish Miranda. What she's going to do is avoid the takedowns, have more success striking. We are in the striking doesn't matter era. And obviously this fight's in Atlanta. Anytime you leave Vegas, you don't know what you're going to get. But wrestling doesn't matter anymore. Nobody gives a shit about it. It means nothing. You can get takedowns. Doesn't matter. If Rose is just winning some striking exchanges and defending some takedowns, that's the only thing judges care about anymore. Therefore, I think she wins. Not going to spend the $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy, but hey, you want to check out every single Betsam bet? I just mentioned how well he did last weekend. Up 4 units last weekend, dominated before. I mean, the streak he's on, and maybe it's not a literal streak of 10 in a row, but the streak he's on of 8 insanely profitable weeks of the last 10, something like that, can't go wrong. WeWantPicks.com, click become a member, use Betsam's code, support him. Everything is on the website. We do have a $5 super chat from Let me know. Angelo, the type of guy to go back in the school lunch line and ask for seconds. First of all, you pay for school lunch, okay? So you're not asking for seconds. You're buying more food, okay? And I didn't buy lunch growing up. My mommy made me lunch. And then my dad had to tell her, stop giving that fat fuck 2 sandwiches. He's getting too much food. So then she only sent me to school with 1 sandwich. And it sucked. Next up, at UFC Atlanta, we have the main event of the evening. We have Kamaru Usman taking on Joaquin Buckley. Kamaru Usman, 20-4 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is on a 3-fight skid. He's taking on Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley is 21-6 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5, and he is undefeated at welterweight. Everybody knows who Kamaru Usman is at this point. He's a top 5 welterweight of all time, maybe number 1 or number 2. And actually, that's really the only debate you could have. Is he the, I guess Matt Hughes is in the mix there as well. So let's say top 3 welterweight of all time. Statistically, he already passed Matt Hughes. George St. Pierre. You think Kamaru Usman's more accomplished than George St. Pierre?
I think it's going to be Jack Della Maddalena, baby. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Gonna be. Let him defend first against. They're not even giving him any cushion. Just right off the rip. Here's a really tough fight. But we got Kamaru Usman, one of the most decorated welterweights of all time. the former welterweight world champion. He is riding a 3-fight losing skid. The first fight was a last-second loss to Leon Edwards in a fight that he was winning 99% of. The second loss was a fight that I thought he actually did win. I thought he won the fight. I didn't agree with the decision. And the third fight was another decision loss. This time he rolled off the couch, up in weight, fought Khamzat
Wait, did
Chimaev.
you just say you didn't think that Usman lost against Leon in that third fight?
Correct. And I've said that many times for many years. And you've had that reaction every time.
It's like
These are the Miranda Maverick pickles, by the way. I bought them Christmas of 2023. Bread and butter pickles.
Fucking
still fresh.
Yeah, pop it open. Just
no,
for the love of God, Angelo,
no.
please, for the love of God,
no,
pop it open.
You know what? If she wins, we can have this discussion.
Chat,
no,
please, chat.
No, we're not doing that. Listen, back to this breakdown. Kamaru Usman is on a 3-fight losing skid. He's also old as shit. He's got bad knees, in his own words. But with all of that being said, Kamaru Usman isn't on like this abysmal 3-fight skid. It's 3 losses. I disagree with one of them. He looked great against Khamzat Chimaev, up in weight class, not training at all. The question becomes, is Kamaru Usman fully washed? Or is it just, hey, I can't beat the elite, and Joaquin Buckley is not yet elite? Kamaru Usman, big-time underdog here, taking on Joaquin Buckley. At 170 pounds, Joaquin Buckley has looked unbelievable. The only time he really didn't look that good was the Wonderboy fight because he struggled a little bit with the range until he didn't, and he knocked Wonderboy out cold. Joaquin Buckley is fast. He's athletic. He hits hard as shit. He's got great footwork. At 170, he has incredible cardio. He doesn't slow down. We've seen him wrestle. He beat Nursultan Ruzaboyev, granted at 170, but he beat Nursultan Ruzaboyev with the wrestling. Joaquin Buckley at this weight class has looked like that guy. People who are picking Joaquin Buckley are making the pick mostly off of Kamaru being old, not fighting very long, and being on a 3-fight losing skid. And I do think you can pick like that. I do think you can go that way because if I look at their strength of schedule, you got to go Kamaru Usman. But Joaquin hasn't been afforded the same opportunity.
Is that true, though?
What?
Who's Usman beat?
Well, he was the world champion. So
Who'd
he beat... Okay, I'm going to say names. You're going to say it doesn't matter. He beat Colby Covington twice. And at the time, Colby Covington was one of the best fighters on the planet.
Was he?
He beat Gilbert Burns, who at the time was one of the best fighters on the planet. He beat George Masvidal, who at the time was one of the best fighters on the planet. He beat Tyron Woodley, who was the best fighter on the planet. So you can't use the records of today and apply them.
You can go back and realize that people weren't who you thought they were. Yes, you literally can. That's what you can
When
do.
you are a long-time world champion and you beat quite literally everybody they gave you.
Yeah, but that has nothing. Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. He's a reigning champion. But you're talking about strength of schedule and stuff like that.
Who has Buckley beaten? Who has Buckley beaten that makes him have a stronger strength of schedule than the longest reigning welterweight champion?
Go through them. I don't have notes and shit in front of me. Go through them. Let's look at them.
I said that Usman had the better strength of schedule, and you challenged it and said no, and you don't even know who the fuck Joaquin Buckley beat to say no and challenge it.
Because Usman beat a terrible Jorge, a terrible Cody,
okay,
a terrible
here we
Leon.
go. All right, so Buckley beat a terrible Covey, a 40-year-old wonder boy.
Why do you say Covey?
I said Kobe. A 40-year-old wonder boy, a suck-down Nursultan Ruzaboyev, an ancient and brain-bleeding Vicente Luque, an unreliable Alex Morono, and a no longer employed Andre Fiallo.
Those are great wins.
Okay. Who do you think? I'm picking Buckley to win. But to say he had the stronger strength of schedule is insane.
Yeah, he beat, we got a 10-time PFL $20 million winner at Impa Kanzanzi. Smoked his ass.
Okay. He also got absolutely destroyed by Chris Curtis, Nazardine Imavov, and Kevin Holland.
Ooh. You mean
Logan
the ranked Kevin Holland,
Storley.
the number one contender, Imavov?
He has 2 losses in Bellator. Logan Storley and Jackie. Gosh, he lost to a woman. Who do you think wins this fight, Jacob?
You think Jackie Robinson's a woman?
I haven't seen the tests. I also thought that boxer was a woman.
Did you
Turns
know?
out.
Did you know Babe Ruth is black?
What?
Google it right now.
I'm going to Google is Babe Ruth black, and I don't know what's going to come up.
Surprise. Surprise.
No, Babe Ruth was not black. While there were rumors and
Yeah, I
suspicion
bet.
about his heritage due to his physical features, his parents were German.
I bet. I bet one of them probably was. That was a
This
black
is all
man.
just literally everything is early. There were rumors. All right, go ahead. Who do you think wins this fight, please?
I've been honestly, I've been kind of a Buckley hater, and I was pretty high on Usman. I picked Usman again in that Chimaev fight because I knew what kind of defensive wrestling he can bring into a fight. I knew that Chimaev is known to kind of blow his load in the first round. I assumed that Usman was going to be able to survive that. He did, and you saw him start to build in that fight. Obviously, short notice, all that stuff. He couldn't really get into the flow with the striking, but that was a close fight. There could be an argument made that he won that fight. I honestly don't think that he won that fight, but I picked him to win that fight. He made it a close fight. This is a little bit different. I've been a Buckley hater. Not really for his personality. He's always been kind of a fun guy, but I never thought that his fighting abilities were going to be able to match the way that he was talking about himself, the self-belief that he had. And honestly, he has. So I can't deny this guy anymore. I always thought he was a fun guy, but now he is backing it up with the way he is fighting, rededicating himself to 170, which if you look at these guys at that face-off, it's like, I can't believe Buckley was at 185. He looks tiny compared to Kamaru Usman. I know Usman's a big 170, but it's like, holy fucking shit. I can't believe Buckley was at 185. And I don't know if you saw the face-off, but Buckley is honestly such a awesome person to have in the UFC because he is 100% authentic to himself. I send you the videos and stuff of Ant Edwards up in the NBA player for the Timberwolves. That guy is himself no matter who he's in front of. I mean, it doesn't matter who he's talking to. He is going to be himself, and Buckley is that same guy. High self-belief, high confidence, but he is that same dude. He was in front of Usman and was like, I can't believe I'm fighting you right now. The face-off ended, and he's like, man, I'm about to fight Usman. Like, he is just a fun guy, and him being at the top of this division, I think, is awesome. He is a talented guy. It is going to be the speed advantage on the feet. Usman, yeah, he's going to have, defensive wrestling if Buckley tries to wrestle, which he probably isn't going to be able to. Yeah, Colby was able to get a takedown in that fight and control Buckley a little bit, but I just don't see Usman at this age, at where he is at. He's not a guy that is just coming in and just shooting takedowns. He will close the distance and try to pin you against the fence like he was doing with Leon in those fights, but Buckley is just so aggressive these days in a sense of urgency and a sense of self-worth and a sense of he's supposed to be here in these moments that it just seems like sometimes it's just bigger than the fighter. With Buckley, it just seems like he is just on this path. He has called his shots. He has been there. I love the self-awareness too when he made that Conor McGregor call out and people hated him on it. And he was like, that was, I'm not going to call it Conor. This like the self-awareness too, to be able to kind of laugh at himself is awesome. So I was a Buckley hater because I didn't think his abilities were there, but he's shown the dude's got power. He's got wrestling. He's got defensive wrestling. The footwork, the speed. I just think the speed's going to be too much. And yeah, he might walk into a big Usman counter or something, but this honestly could feel and look like that Morales-Burns fight where just immediately you like, oh man, like this is not going to go well. Like Morales landed a few shots and Burns kind of covered up and it was like, shit, man, is he even supposed to be here? Usman, older, 2-year layoff, knees, all that stuff. Could have the same situation where, it is what it is. And I think that Buckley was taken down by Colby and controlled a little bit because I don't think he really respected Colby. He went in there and just tried to end Colby, didn't really respect what he was, and Colby was able to get a takedown. I think he has a good respect for Usman. He's going to take his time, find his shot. If he lands a shot, I think, you saw Gilbert Burns kind of dropped Usman, so I wouldn't be surprised if Buckley can get this done inside the distance, honestly. So I'm obviously going Buckley here. I got a bet on him. I'll be there. It should be a great main event. It should be a great card. I can't wait to be there. So Buckley to finish it off, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it should be interesting. There's a comment here, and I also mentioned it earlier that he did not look great in that Wonderboy Thompson fight, but it didn't stop him from winning that fight. He was down. He was getting frustrated. He didn't manage the range well. He was struggling to find that range, but he continued to come forward and look for the finish. He knew he was down the scorecards, and he did what he needed to do to win that fight, which is incredible. Meanwhile, you got Patchy Mix, a wildly hyped prospect who people were talking about, not even just people like YouTube people, like actual people on the inside talking about this is a highly ranked fighter in the world. He could be champ by this time next year. That guy did nothing, was down on the scorecards.
Oh, that's what he mentioned too after the fight. He's like, it's these people talk like they know what wrestling is, but they don't know what wrestling is. After the Mario
Patchy
Batista
said
fight.
that?
Yeah.
You didn't even try to wrestle, dipshit. You didn't even try. You didn't try.
Yeah, you didn't really even try in our fight.
I took you down real nice, too. When I watched it back, I was like, that was a nice takedown. I forgot about that.
You watch that every night?
I do. And then I watch it.
That's going to be it for us, guys. Like the video on the way out. Become a premium member. WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10 a month. And I just want to, again, apologize for... I try to warn you, if you guys go watch this back in the beginning, I told you Angelo was going to go off script a number of times. He's trying to be a little bit more, I don't know, a character, funny. I don't know what he's going for, but we're going to try and work through it. Hopefully he can get back to where he used to be, and that is kind of the professional presence in this podcast, because it kind of wears me down to try to keep us online and be the professional here. But I'll do it if I have to. We'll see how long the antics go on for Angelo. But like the video on the way out, guys. And Angelo, you want to add anything else before we go?
No, that's it. Here's all the stuff Premium has: a simulator, an index, an optimizer, data analyzer, line movement tracker, a prop hunter. We got Bet Sam and others as well, like Artem and an artificial intelligence. And there is the bonus at WeWantPicks.com/bets. If you want $50, sign up there. Thanks for the watch. We appreciate you. If you see Jacob, say hi to him. Kneel down a little, make him look super tall, and say hi to him.
That's the stuff I'm talking about. Every chance you get. Every chance you get.
That was me trying to help you out.
Every single person
you want all these 6'4"
every single person that has ever came up to me is like, wow, you're a lot taller than I would have thought.
Because they think you're Danny DeVito. You're a little taller than that.
Yeah, they think I'm Danny DeVito, yeah.
Well, if you see Jacob, say hi to him and tell him how tall he is.
I will be Atlanta, guys. Say hi. I'll say... I probably won't say hi back, but
I said, guys, stop. It's like that famous story.
Don't say hi. Run up and ask me for an autograph.
Only if you're with somebody. Otherwise, who cares?
I'm always with somebody.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm not even going to tell the story because I'm forgetting the name of one of the guys in the story. But anyway, thank you all for the watch. Genuinely appreciate it. Jacob, have a blast in Atlanta, man. And Jacob won't be here next week. So I'm figuring that out as well.
Oh, spoiler.
Well, I'm deciding what to do. I'm deciding, do I try to do the community call-in show, or do I just run it like a normal show with somebody else?
The biggest Pacer game in franchise history is tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Best of 5 series now. Pacers have home court advantage. We're feeling good about it. They win it all. I win another 10 grand basically. I already won 14 grand off them, so you could say that I would say, if you were to say that I would say that I am.
Okay.
Don't